And drum roll. Hello, welcome to the internet, people. Hello. Welcome to Tech Talk with your favoriteest hosts on the entire internet, Mr. Auxiliary, and of course Barnacles, which, if you don't know, is an amalgamation of Barnacle and Hercules. The rest of the story should be self-explanatory by just looking at me. Hope you're all having a wonderful, fantabulous Saturday, the year of our Lord 117-2026. And today we're going to talk about things and stuff, and it's entirely possible that we don't get to any of the topics, but it's more than likely that we do.
It does that sometimes.
Hey, what's up, Pele59? How's it going, brother? Lewis Electric, Drywall, Stu Meckberg, Patrick, Casey9 Cow. He said Ox is cut. He's looking at your thumbnail. Right. Is that just so you guys know, that is not an AI generated thumbnail. I actually did a photo shoot with Ox for his birthday, and we went out in the woods, and I was like, hey, I bet you if you took that shirt off, we could get more views on and he was like, yeah, totally. And he did it. And let's just say the next heated rivalry is based on us, if you guys are wondering. By the way, my wife roped me into sitting down and watching 2 episodes of that. Whew, boy, that's a little intense, man. That is the most womanish woman porn I've ever watched in my entire life. So yeah, if you think heated rivalry is about hockey, it's not. It's actually got more balls in it than baseball and basketball. But yeah, it's definitely not about hockey. Hockey is like number 10 on the list. That is just a dirty wife porn right there. ADHD Entertainment, what's up? Right back at you, sir. Exuded said happy Saturday, everybody. Hit that thumbs up. Oh, look, he's doing a little advertisement for us. Of course, we got George Blakely in the house. Nice. You know, nice. Mr. George Blakely the third. Hey, George Blakely, weren't you junior before, and now you're the third? How did that happen? I could have swore you weren't you George Blakely Jr., or am I smoking crack all these years? That seems off to me. I don't know. My memory's kind of been coming back a little, but maybe it's failing me on this one. Hey, Balliet Brand, what is up, my man? It's good to see you in the house. Let's see. Did I miss anybody? Nope. Got Meckberg, Drywall, Stu. I think we got everybody in there. Okay, so now what I got to do now, so I don't screw everything up like I always do, I am going to send the link out to everywhere. So we're gonna open up the book face. We're gonna open up the X.
Yeah.
We're gonna open up the B-Skies, the bsky.app. We're gonna do the Discord. Yeah, we're gonna splatter this everywhere. So let me do this. Okay, where am I? Here, I'll even send it to my friends and family. They usually don't even watch my stream, but I'm going to send it to them. Okay, how do I get I always struggle to get the title out of this damn thing, I swear. Okay, so I want the title of the stream. Just give me the title of the stream. I don't want the actual stream. Let me click that. Oh, I can just open it in a tab. There we go. I got it. I'm a professional. I figured it out. All right, close that. Okay, so Facebook. I'm going to advertise. Okay, that's not what I copied. But okay. Hold on, home. So while I'm doing this, you guys are welcome in chat to tell me what you got planned for this wonderful weekend, or what crazy stuff you got going on in your life. Okay, yeah. Post.
My childhood 10 years ago. Yeah. Daniel Carnoli. Been missing out, bud. Where have you been?
Oh, I think that's most likely Daniel. If you click on it, it's going to probably be a new account. It's probably the Daniel. Let's see here. 2 subscribers. Account created June 14th, 2023. Oh, hey, it might actually not be for once. I'll be damned.
That's crazy.
Well, we'll see. If he starts going off the rails, we'll do what we usually do. Let's grab this. I need to put it over here. Let me post it in the Barnacles Nerdcast. Okay, WhisperPair hack. That was right. Next, post. I need to just vibe code a script to do this, where I just push one button and it just posts everywhere. Because the thing is, you can automate anything, even stuff that's like designed to not be automated with Selenium. So like any web page, doesn't matter how complicated it is, doesn't matter how much obfuscation crap that they do, and trust me, a lot of them do. They do some crazy stuff to obfuscate things so that you can't do that, so that you're forced to use their API if they even have one. But now with vibe coding and Selenium, you can just walk around it all. Like if you wanna create an automated bot for posting on X, it's literally as simple as logging into X, and the vibe coding thing will create the script, and it will even tell you how to back up your profile into a folder for Chrome or like any Chromium-based browser. And then it'll like fire up Selenium. It'll load your cookies, log in all in the background without even opening up a browser. You can have it completely hidden on the screen. Looks like you're using API but it's actually logging in, going to your page, clicking on the right page, going through and finding the right endpoints and tickling them and stuff. Sometimes it can even click the buttons, like because some websites will know if you're messing with the code behind and you're not actually moving the mouse and pushing the buttons. So even on those sites, you just have it move the mouse and push the buttons and stuff, and it always works. I've never had it not work on any site. All right, let's see. Home. Did I post it? Let me see. I did post it. All right, let me open up Discord now. I think I closed Discord last night. Why isn't Discord open? Where are you, Discord? This is the one problem with having 350-inch screens is you do have a tendency to lose windows every once in a while. You really do. Yeah, it's like
you used to have a thing where you'd tap Control 5 times or something, and it would do like a ping for your cursor. It'd go.
Yeah. You just double tap Control and it does the whole screen turns black and like a big white circle goes down and like gets around it. So I can find my cursor good now. I just can't find the window. So I'm gonna do here. Let me just kill it. Task kill. I am Discord exe-f. Okay. Wow. Why are there 6 Discords running? That's weird. Does Discord open like 5,000 processes like Edge does? It must. All right. So firing up Discord, so I can go tell the Discordians that we are live. That way nobody says, oh, you didn't tell me you guys were streaming. Well, now I'm going to tell you we're streaming. All right, here we go. I'm going to slap a little everyone down and ping everybody on the server, and there we go. All right, so you're about to mention 800 plus people. Are you sure you want to do this? Hell yeah, I am. Hell's to the yeah.
Sounds like a lot of control to give to AI, especially if it connects to 3RX third-party servers. I mean, there's always open source stuff that you can do, locally hosted things. So. Oh,
Daniel Giorgio. Okay, never mind, Daniel. No, I know who you are. If you're that, yeah, no, I know that name. He said, "Ain't no way I watched you in my childhood 10 years ago or so when you were just fired from Microsoft, missed your content." Hey, I gotta correct you there, sir. I was laid off from Microsoft. Okay, there's a big distinction there. One, you don't get a check for $136,000 to go home and sit on your ass for a year. I just got to throw it out there because, being fired sucks. That implies that I was bad at my job. I was wonderful in my job. They even promoted me out the door and gave me my severance package at my promoted rate. So don't you be saying I was fired. Okay? I was not fired. Isn't that right, Ox?
That's right.
I was not fired. I was gracefully laid off.
I was politely asked to leave.
Yeah, I was politely asked to leave by security, and they took my badge away, and they made me cry. And yes, I did cry. I'm man enough to say that I did cry when I got fired. That was a pretty emotional moment for me, especially since I literally thought that I was safe. Like, I was 100% sure I was safe because they had just paid for a new office and a new building. They just bought me a $30,000 dev station. I mean, they wouldn't spend that kind of money if they knew I was getting riffed. And then I just got caught up in the whirlwind. And the sad thing is, had I moved offices and did the team switch a week earlier, because they were setting up the office at my computer. I was already working at both places, but I was still technically under my current boss. And he was in building 26, and they riffed everybody in building 26 that wasn't an H-1B. Yeah. So I just got caught up in the whirlwind. Had I been transferred a week earlier and I was in my new office full time, I would probably still be there today. How weird is that? Like, just tiny little things like that. It was just because a computer laid off everybody in the building in the GAL, or what they call the catalog of employees. I just happened to be in building 26 under somebody in building 26. And so I got laid off. Whereas I had been in the other team under, what was the project called? Atlas, and working on the Atlas automation harness. Yeah, I would still be there. Actually, I can't guarantee I'd still be there because honestly, that place went to shit. But at least I'd be a millionaire because of my stock. But whatever. Hindsight's 2020. Hey, that metalhead man, he said it takes more man to cry than not to cry. Hell yeah, that's true. Hell yeah, that's true. Daniel said laid off. I'll just play it, Daniel. I was bad. He said laid off. I apologize. English is not my first language. I'm fully aware of that video. No worries, bro. I just like to, because I even slip up and say I was fired sometimes. I just think it's funny. Let's see here. Daniel said, what if somebody injects prompts and hijacks another cookie or some crazy stuff? It's already happened. Hey, networking guys, good to see you. Yeah, no, they already had problems early on with ChatGPT. ChatGPT was basically training on people's prompts, and this is back before they said that they weren't, so they got away with it. But they were training on people's prompts, and people were just dumping huge amounts of information into the prompts, thinking that, that data was private to their session. And Grok is the same way today. If you do a private tab, like in Grok, you can push private, and private would make you think that, it doesn't keep any information, just like private on a web page, right? Like when you're in incognito. Nope. If you read the TOS, Grok says that anything that you do in a private tab, they still take ownership of and use for training. So just so you know, if you use Grok, anything you paste into Grok, doesn't matter if it's in a private tab, doesn't matter if it's in a normal tab, it will be used for training. You do not have a choice. And that's the TOS as of 2026. So just be aware of that. But if you paste, like a lot of people will do like vibe coding, for instance, and in the vibe coding that they're creating, it'll say like, oh, you need to have a browser key or an OAuth key or something like that. So then you copy it in to the code, and then you feed the code back to the AI through copy and paste, not thinking about it. And now that cookie is in their system. And all it takes is one person having a prompt where no matter how small your training data is compared to the grand scheme of training data, the prompt is so precise that your one piece of training data is the highest weighted thing, and boom, it pops up for the person. So is it likely to show up for like an individual, you know, that isn't actually looking for it and trying to game the system? Probably not super likely, just because of the sheer number of things that are going into it. It's like if everybody's credit card number leaked, the odds of your credit card being used for anything nefarious would be relatively low, just because of the sheer number of credit cards out there and the number of people who are willing to break the law and commit a felony. But yeah, don't ever upload anything to an AI in the cloud that you're not willing to just give to the public. Like, and I'm serious about that. Like, treat it very, very seriously. Same thing goes for generative AI. Every time you feed your likeness to a generative AI, or even somebody else's likeness to a generative AI, you're helping that generative AI create better and more believable fake content of that person. And that could totally backfire on you. Like, for instance, which there's one, it might be Grok actually now. I'll have to say creative here. Let me try Grok. Let me go in here and ask it to create a picture of me. And I want to see if it now knows what I look like, because it didn't in the beginning. So, but then I started doing a bunch of images with myself and doing like little videos and stuff with myself uploading. I wonder if it knows what I look like now. So I'm going to say, hey, create a picture of YouTuber Barnacle Nerdgasm. All right, Barnacle. Okay, make sure that's right. Here we go. I'm using the fast model of Imagine. It's generating 2 pictures, and luckily it did not create a picture of me. Fantastic. So I'm still safe. However, most celebrities aren't. If I say, hey, create a picture of Jason Momoa. How do you spell Momoa? Momoa. There we go. I got it. M-A-M-O-A, I think.
M-O-M-O-A.
Here, I'll say topless, holding a fish in each hand. All right, let's see if it does it, which is one of our topics today. All right, it's generating 2 images, and okay, it's starting out blurry. I'll be damned, it did not create a picture of Jason Momoa. Okay, now this one I know works. So create a picture of Donald Trump topless. This one actually did work last time I tried it. So let's see if they got rid of all of it. I'll be damned, it's not Trump. They actually fixed it. Are you kidding me? Like, Grok actually did something they said for once. I am shocked. I am shocked. I'm going to try one more thing. I'm going to go directly to Imagine. So I'm going to go to grok.com Imagine instead of using the one built into X. And I'm going to say, create a picture of Donald Trump without a shirt on in front of the White House. Because I wonder if he just disabled it on X, because that's where everybody's looking at it. Yep, I was right. If you go to grok.com and use the same prompts to create the same images, it actually creates the people topless, but it won't on X. If you do it on X, it blocks it. Bro, isn't that fucked? Like, that's not fixing it. That's concealing it, right? Here, let me see if it knows how to create a picture of me. Create a picture of Barnacle's Nerdgasm topless. Let's see if it knows who I am now all of a sudden. Okay, it's generating. Wow, it generates 8 pictures at a time. Okay, it doesn't know who I am still, so that's good. What about Mr. Beast? Create a picture of Mr. Beast without a shirt on. And by the way, I'm doing this all through grok.com/imagine, and no Mr. Beast. That's interesting. So it is doing less celebrities, yet it still does Trump for some reason. What if I don't say topless? Just create a picture of Mr. Beast. Let's see if it does it as long as I don't say topless. Nope. These people don't look anything like Mr. Beast. They all have really dark hair. Most of them are Asian. So yeah, this is not. So they definitely changed something. But so if you guys haven't been following the news lately, Grok got smacked big time by the public for generating CSAM, generating pictures of nude underage girls. and boys. And Elon straight up posted, "Oh, I am not aware of this. This has never happened. I've never seen a single picture that." Blah. Total bullshit. He is lying. It's been doing this forever.
Yeah.
I've personally reported dozens and dozens of these pictures that not a single one got taken down. Not a single one did I get an email. It's like, this ticket is closed. We've removed the content, or we've changed our thing not to do it. And if you go to Grok and you just type in, create compromising image of youthful person, you're basically going to commit a felony with the shit that shows up on your screen. Granted, it's technically AI, which I think may be weird category of artistic something or other, because I know that there was like some bullshit that happened with that guy that was doing the lolly content back in the day that Mr. Beast's friend was like involved with, where he got away with it because it was artistic, even though it still depicted very illegal things. So I don't know if it falls under that category, and that's why Elon's getting away with it, but he's full of shit when he said he wasn't aware of it. Yeah. And not only that, you can put in a picture of anybody and say, put him in a bra and panties, and it'll do it.
You can just spend any amount of time on fucking Twitter, and you see people in the comments, "Oh, put her in a mini bikini and blah, blah, blah." That kind of shit.
Yeah, you saw the one I did of me, right? A couple of days ago where I took a picture of me and I uploaded it and I said, take off his shirt.
Yeah.
And it made me shirtless in both pictures. And then it made one where I was like in my undies, and it looked pretty goddamn realistic. Yeah. Like I was actually, I mean, honestly, I look quite a bit different than the naked, but to somebody who didn't know what I looked like naked, that would look realistic. Like they definitely, I'm sitting in front of my desk, although it gave me pierced nipples. That was a little weird. So I thought that was an interesting artistic choice, but otherwise the lighting is perfect. Like my arms and the folds and the skin and everything all look very, very believable. So Grok basically can just generate like revenge porn of anybody, and Elon's selling it, and people know it's one of the only AIs that does it. All the other AIs block against this shit for the most part. Like you have to really go out of your way to hack it to do something different. I think what Musk's doing is he's like, oh, our AI will be really popular to creeps if we allow this shit to happen, and now we're gonna only let paying customers do it. So now people are incentivized. Yeah. So you're basically paying to create illegal revenge porn and pictures of minors if you're paying for Grok. Well, and that's what you're doing with it, obviously, because not everybody's going to be doing that. But I'm just saying there's enough people that are obviously doing it that there's a shitload of content to report like all the time. And apparently, I didn't try this myself, but apparently Grok can create an image if you ask it, like in a thread. Yeah. I haven't tried that yet.
That's why it got big, is people were going nuts tagging, because you can tag the Grok account and it'll answer like in the comments and stuff. What's this? What movie is this from? Weird clips and shit like that. But yeah, people were, and people still are, in fact.
So let me do this. I'm going to publicly say, Grok, create a picture of Barnacules Nerdgasm in a Speedo getting ready to dive off a diving board into a pool. Let me see what it does, because I've never actually, I've talked to Grok publicly to get it to respond to threads with information, but I've never asked it to create an image. I've only ever done it directly through the Grok interface on X or through Grok.com's interface on like the legitimate website.
Oh yeah, no, that's why this blew up, is because I can't remember. It was somebody, I think it was somebody fairly famous but super young. And then a bunch of streamers and stuff have had it happening in their comments, and others, of course. So
you could reply to somebody's you could reply to somebody with a comment, tag Grok, and it would literally just throw a picture into that comment thread.
Like if you post a picture, somebody in the comments can go at Grok, take his clothes off, or put him on the moon or whatever, and the Grok account, because it's attached to the robot, will respond with the edited image.
Dude, that is such bullshit, man. Yeah. Like honestly, the people that are victims of this should be suing the shit out of the platform.
Yeah.
Like, because he can't say he can block it. Everybody else blocked it, so he can block it too.
Yeah, there's that. However, part of this, and this is a shitty part of the argument, is that, well, it's not like Grok isn't just doing this spontaneously. Like, it's people are leveraging the tool to do this. And so there's like a weird sort of Section 230 sort of argument there. Yeah. Where like, oh, well, it's not my fault. It's the people who are asking Grok to do this. It's their fault, right? Yeah. And which is shitty and stupid, and I don't think that doesn't absolve you of your tool. Your tool still allows this to happen.
It does.
And that is your responsibility to make this tool. It's not like people are jailbreaking it and stuff. They aren't, or they weren't, because now it's behind a paywall. And so, who knows what the fuck's going on. I mean, you're still seeing it. I'm still seeing it right now. I'm scrolling through.
Yep, same.
And you look in the comments, any, especially if it's like a woman who's posted a picture, whether it's risque or not, and you'll see in the comments people, Grok, take her clothes off, and then there's a bunch of other goofy shit too.
Dude, it's in Elon Musk's own comments. Did you see that? Like, if you scroll his own post, how the fuck does he say he isn't seeing this?
He likes it. He thinks it's fucking funny. He doesn't give a shit.
This is some bullshit. So I posted a link in chat. That's the picture it generated. I wish I had that guy's body, by the way. But it did generate a picture of a guy in a Speedo. Some random dude in a Speedo on a diving board when I asked it to. I mean, that's interesting. I wonder if I give it a picture of me. Maybe if I give, because I know with Grok, you can give it a picture and tell it to do stuff to it.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Yeah, so
like post the picture and then in the comments.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. Okay, so let me grab
image generation now is locked behind the, you have to be verified account or whatever.
Let me try this. So I am verified. So I'm going to say, hey, Grok. This is a picture of me. Can you take my shirt off in the image and give me crazy big abs while keeping me super fat? There we go. Let's go. Okay, and then hit go. So now I gave it an AI generated touched up picture of me that I'm going to see if it does this, if it retains the likeness of the original photo. Because that's super fucked up that it's doing this like publicly facing. Like, it's also fucked up it's doing it privately, but the fact that you can do this publicly and Elon's just getting away with it with just people publicly being mad about it, and that's the only thing that comes of it, that's horseshit.
Yeah.
That's horseshit. And like, Elon's like, I've reported dozens of images over the last year. And if you type, because somebody told me, I didn't know this, but if you type youthful person anywhere in the prompt, you will get a youthful person. And it doesn't give a shit if they have clothes on or not. It'll do either or. Yeah. And Elon's like, oh, I've never seen it create a picture of an underage person. Bullshit, dude, because like all the fucking prompt sites out there have this. And somebody brought it to my attention, and I was like, no, I don't think it generates. Like, the worst I'd ever seen is at that point was it generated a picture of somebody who looked underage, but like in a bathing suit, which is still inappropriate. Yeah. But sure shit, it generated the shit, and I reported it. I was like, this is fucking horrible. And it doesn't just generate one; it generates like 8 every time you type something into Grok. If you're not doing it directly, like, hey, Grok, make a picture, then it'll only return 1 image. But if you go to grok.com or use the Grok tab on X and you start typing, it'll just generate 8 images, like, so you can pick one and then build from it. So it's like every time you're doing this, you're generating 8 images in that database. So it's like, and they don't do anything about any of them. None of them get removed. I ended up having to manually go back after reporting them and deleting them, because after weeks, they would not do anything about the report. They would not respond to any of the emails. The support alias wouldn't respond when I tagged the support alias. So I had to go back and delete them myself. And when I'm deleting them, they're not getting deleted. They're getting deleted from my feed, but they're still there in the database, right? So let's see. Let me see. Has it responded yet? Sure did. And there I am, naked with big fucking abs. Holy shit. Nothing's been fixed. Nothing. Zero. Zilch.
Well, no, it's just now you have to pay. You have to pay to use the fucking. By the way, tool.
I'm saving this image. Like, it like put abs on me while keeping me like super fat. I'm like sumo wrestler muscle man. I'm keeping that. All right, here, let's see here. Buff Barnacles. I should add that next to you. You're like the buff guy with the piece of wood, and I'm the buff guy with the glasses. There you go. But yeah, so it's still doing it. Like, I gave it an image, and keep in mind, I gave it the image and said it was me. How does it know it's me? I could give it an image of anybody. Like, here, for testing purposes, may I have your permission here in this video to post the deep fake of you and tell it to retool it?
Sure.
All right, let's do that. Because I want to see if it'll do it with a picture that's not of me, just to prove that it's not like probing me or anything, to figure out that it is me. So I'm going to go into, let's see here, auxiliary. Go into my auxiliary spank bank. There it is. All right, let's pull up. Let's see, which version of you do I want? Yeah, I want the big lumberjack dude. There we go. All right, I'm going to say, Grok, make this guy really skinny and remove his shirt and give him a very hairy chest. And I'll say also give him a tattoo on his arm that says MOM. There we go. Post. Okay, so Grok, make this guy really skinny. Okay, here we go. And so I'm saying make this guy. I'm not saying this is me. I'm not declaring it's me, which could be, they could argue that, oh, you're declaring that that's you, so you're taking the liability. I'm just saying, hey, here's a random guy, make him skinny and remove his shirt, okay? So let's see what it does. It's actually responding pretty damn fast. I'm not even a tier 2 premium anymore because they jacked up the price from like $14 to $39, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. So I went down to tier 1, which also like reduces your visibility to all your followers by less. You go down like 400%. It's crazy. All right, let's see if it grabs onto this and does anything. So yeah, dude, it's so fast too. Look at this. Here, I'll post a link in chat. There you go. So you can see the before picture if you scroll up the thread, but that's it. It took his shirt off and gave him a mom tattoo on his arm along with some tribal art. You know, he has hair. It retained every other aspect of the photo. He's still holding the weird wooden paintbrush looking thing. Still has the same beard, same facial expression, same hat. So yeah, but it just took his clothes off. So I just, with permission, had Grok remove Auxiliary's clothing on X, and it didn't balk at me. It didn't say, sorry, I can't do that. It simply replies and says, I edited the image with the prompt, make this guy really skinny and remove his shirt and give him a very hairy chest. Also, give him a tattoo on his arm that says mom. And it did it. 0 questions asked. So that's kind of fucked up. And correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't the whole thing that he said that he addressed this? Like, isn't this supposed to be addressed? Like, this is supposed to no longer be a problem? Oh, he danced around it.
He danced around it. Said, oh, it's not, oh, people are using the tool inappropriately and blah, blah, blah. And then he put it behind the paywall.
Wow, dude. That's fucked. Yeah. Hey, Bubba to Matt, how's it going, brother? He said, I'm probably one of the few who doesn't have to worry about AI and dressing them. If anything, it might put more clothes on. You know what I've learned in all my years on the internet? You know, from my mind being corrupted as a young man, there is somebody who has a fetish for everything. And I mean literally everything. It doesn't matter. You could be 1,000 pounds and literally not be able to walk, be completely crippled, quadriplegic with a lazy left eye, and your breath smells like tuna. And I guarantee you that there is at least a dozen people in the world that would pay good money to sit there and feed you. Mm-hmm. And they would literally get off on it. Like, that would be like their dream. They would rather do that than go to Disneyland, just sit there and feed you and smell your farts. So people need to understand that, like, don't get down on yourself, because there is always, and by the way, Bubba to Matt, he makes self-demeaning humor just like I do, because he's a comedian. But it is true. There is somebody out there for everybody. And anytime you're ever getting down on yourself and you're like, oh, I'm never going to find somebody, or nobody's ever going to like me because of this or this or this, just know that there is somebody out there for everybody. You're just looking in the wrong spot. Like, seriously, 100%. Look at me, man. Look at me. I found the best woman on planet Earth. You know, we've been together. We've been married, 24 years now? Been living in the same house for 23 of those years. I mean, to be honest, she just about moved into my apartment the next day. So before the house, we lived together in apartments, right? And we have a 15-year-old child, and we're still just in love today as we ever were. So I lucked out big time. Not everybody does, but I guarantee it doesn't matter if it doesn't work out the first time, second time, third time. There is somebody out there for you, and you will find them if you keep looking. But if you give up, you won't.
Right.
You won't. However, sometimes they do have a tendency to find you, but don't count on it. Don't put in some effort. Let's see here. A barn logger dropping some massive logs. That was Anthony Mangione's reply to your picture. I still can't believe that it just had no problem with taking your or my shirt off. Like, zero pushback at all. Yeah. Like, every other AI would be like, I'm sorry, I can't create that content. Case in point, here, I'll go to Gemini, okay? Gemini is another big one for Nano Banana. So, Gemini.google.com. I think is it Gemini.google.com, or is it something else here? No, I think it is. Gemini.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right. So, ask Gemini 3. I'm going to click Create Image. Okay, that invoked Nano Banana. And I'm going to ask it, take this person's shirt off and make them wear a Speedo like they are getting ready to swim. Okay, and let me upload the same picture I did before. So I'm going to upload, let's see here, pictures, Barnacules deepfakes, and there we go. Hit enter. Now, what I expect it to say, and every other cloud-based AI to say, not local AIs can do whatever the fuck they want. But because then it's really on you, because like you're loading the AI, you own the AI. It's like you're doing everything. But the cloud AIs, these really huge models running on this big iron that you couldn't host locally, realistically for most people, that's a big problem. So, okay, I put up my picture. So take this person's shirt off and make them wear a Speedo like they're getting ready to swim. Enter. It should tell me, sorry, I can't do that. Beep, boop, 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 beep. Beep, boop, 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 beep.
But it's probably not gonna.
Watch it do it. I'm gonna lose my shit if it does it. Here we go. I cannot create images of real people. Not like that. Can I help with a different image of this person? Okay, so let me open. I'm gonna upload the same picture and then I'll ask it to do something tasteful. Can you change the color?
You're still using Gemini on this?
Yeah, I'm using Gemini.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is Gemini.google.com. So now I'm going to upload the same picture, and I'm going to say, can you change the color of this person's shirt to red and remove their glasses? Because I have glasses in this deepfake. So I'm going to just click go. Now, it should have no problem with this, because this is seen as innocent edits, right? This isn't changing the context of the photo to make it negative. And keep in mind, Gemini will also tell you to fuck off if you say, hey, make this person holding a knife stabbing another person, or have this person holding a gun. It'll say no to anything that would shine that person in an illegal light, right? That could be convincing to somebody else. It also watermarks the image so that people immediately know it's AI because it has a diamond down in the corner. But to be honest, not everybody's going to know what a diamond down in the corner means. Let's be honest about that. So that's not enough, in my opinion. All right, see, can I share it? Okay, share. It's creating a public link. Okay, here we go. I'm going to put it in chat. So there you go. If you guys want to go and look at the image that was generated. That is me without glasses and a red shirt. And that's the same image I used on X, I believe. Let me double check that. I believe it was the same image, right? Okay. So, but look how good Gemini does that. I can't believe how easily it can remove glasses. That's what's cool. It's really difficult to remove people's glasses and maintain the lighting and shadows properly. Nano Banana does a phenomenal job. I don't know if there's anything out there that's better right now in the realm of image editing, but if you're not good with Photoshop, Nano Banana's well worth the cost of admission. So, and then if I pull up like a picture of me at the desk with my purple hair, I'm going to say, change my hair, change this person's hair to be black and with a very long ponytail, and give them glasses that are really nerdy and kind of retro 80s style. Okay. Oh, and give them a really loud Hawaiian t-shirt. Okay, go. So here, let me show you guys the beginning picture. Let me see. Can I share the beginning picture? Hopefully this works. This isn't a shared link. This is just copied from the URL, but let me know if you guys can click that and if it shows me with purple hair and a green shirt. And then it's loading the, yep, it did it. It created the image. So now let me grab an image of the modified photo. And here is the modified photo. And that's me in a loud Hawaiian t-shirt with a long ponytail. My hair's black and I got retro freaking 80s glasses on. And the craziest thing is it even created the reflection in the glass on the glasses of my lights.
Yeah, right.
That's wild, man. That's freaking wild to me. And you can do like the cans on the desk. Like if you guys want to like play with that image more, you can say like remove all the soda cans off the desk and also make the keyboard invisible.
I'll be right back.
Go for it.
Step away for a sec.
Yeah, go for it. So now I'm going to do some more editing on the photo. So let's see if it removes the green. I didn't even say the green cans. It just said soda cans. Let's see if that's enough. Yep, it removed the cans and it removed the keyboard. Wow. And it created the rest of the mouse. It like the part of the mouse that was blocked. It actually created it. Oh, we got doggo. We got a wiener dog. All right, here we go. And there's the final edit. So yeah, you guys can see. I mean, AI is getting kind of dangerous. Let's be honest at this point. It does a lot of cool stuff, and if you look at it for just the cool stuff, you're like, wow, this is really neat. But think about the damage you could do with this. You could create compromising pictures of people and send it to their spouses and their family and use it to extort them. You know, not everybody understands that AI is capable of creating something that's super believable, especially in the video space, right? The video space is getting almost as good as the image space now. It's insane, dude. Pixie Punkcraft said, use Nano Banana to update an image of a coworker's late father for getting a good base image for a memorial painting. Had to explain before it would update his glasses. Oh, it asked you for clarification to make sure that you had like the rights to use the image and everything. That's good. That's actually really, really good. Imagine Star Trek level replicators with this kind of Grok interface. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Let's hear the black hair. I know drywalls do that. Black hair was a little much, wasn't it? I think when I said the 80s retro glasses, it took liberties with the hair. Let's see here. And with the Nickelback tattoo, you could do it. So yeah, Nano Banana is basically text Photoshop. Bradley Smith, you are 100% right, dude. Bubba Matt said, this is in my head now. If somebody got an infection on their junk from getting jiggy with a love handle, does that count as an STD? Okay, so I think you're saying if somebody screwed your fold, like they picked a fold and they screwed it and they got an STD, or if they get an STD, does it count as a sexually transmitted disease? I would say yes. If they were hard when they did it, then it was implied sex, and yeah, I'm gonna say yes. That's obviously an important question that needs to be answered. If at first you don't succeed, keep trying, unless STDs. True story, True Tech. True story. There's a literal horror movie about that, Jerry? What horror movie about what specifically? Let's see here. Cletus, knock it off. Feels like the Nutty Professor. Hercules. Oh, are you talking about the picture of me with abs? Like fat Barnacles with abs? Pele said auxiliary is humble. Auxiliary is very humble. He's very humble, but he also knows his worth. He definitely knows his worth, and that's good. Everybody should. Pele G said, hi, Jerry. I hope your health has improved. My health has improved a lot more than I thought it would in such a short period of time. So just to give you guys an update, well, auxiliary's gone. For those of you that don't know, I was diagnosed with the beaties. So I got the Wilford Brimleys. And they think I've had it for probably 2 years. And they think they missed it on my physical 14 months ago because the fasting blood draw put me into the 80s. But had they put me under a stress test, I would have gone flying off of the top number. So because I had a couple of readings, early on that were within like the 80s, the 95s after fasting, but we never did one after a meal or after stress. So anyways, fast forward to a blood test that I got on the 28th of last month that was supposed to be to test my liver enzymes and my testosterone level because I'm on testosterone therapy. Testosterone, by the way, right in the butter zone. Estradiol, right in the butter zone. So we got the hormones perfect where we need them. However, we found out that my fasting glucose was 303. That's after 12 hours of no food. 12 hours no food, and I blew a 303 glucose, which is insane. It should be, after fasting, it should be an 85. Like that would be the ideal number, right? This is the 303. So after that, they replied back to me. And by the way, the reason it was a fluke is they were supposed to do the liver enzyme test, but instead they accidentally put in for a full physical panel, which included a glucose test for my annual physical. Even though I wasn't ready for my annual physical yet, they just decided to just do it because somebody was looking at the tests and clicked the wrong one. They must have been next to each other. So not the first time this place has made a mistake like that, but it ended up being a good mistake in this case because they found out that my glucose was high. They did a follow-up. They did a second blood test. After eating, they had me prick my finger and record, and I was a 366 at the highest. So I was a 303 fasting and a 366 after eating. So basically for probably, I'm sure it's been creeping up, but probably over the last year, all the fatigue I've been having, all of the nausea that I've been having, the double vision, the headaches, all the stuff that has completely just knocked my dick in the dirt. Turns out it was all related to this diabetes. And the reason that they couldn't ever diagnose it and they just diagnosed me with chronic fatigue was because they couldn't figure out what the hell it was because my blood numbers indicated that I didn't have diabetes and there was no trend upward. Every physical, right. My glucose was right where it was supposed to be. Hey, what's up, dude? So my glucose was right where it was supposed to be. So they never thought to go back and check it again. So once they found this out, I started pricking my finger and logging. And day one, I never got under 300. I was like 303 and 366, always over 300 that whole day. The next day, I changed how I was eating because I wanted to see how far I could bring the number down. I ended up getting the number down into the high 200s. Then they put me, I logged for a couple more days. Then I had a doctor's appointment that they moved up. They actually couldn't see me for 3 weeks. But then after they saw the numbers, they were like, oh, shit, we got to see you tomorrow. So I did a virtual visit over the phone. They ended up putting me on something called metformin, 1,000 milligrams to start. You take it once a day. It's an extended release drug. I think the brand name of the drug is glucophage. And so I take this drug, and I'm on, I think this is my fourth dose of it. You only take it once a day in the morning with your first meal. And I've been only eating protein in the morning because I've discovered that every morning I was waking up, my wife would make me a breakfast and there'd be some carbs in it, like an English muffin or, or hash browns or something of that nature. And that would spike my blood sugar. And then it would come down so slowly through the day that I just felt like shit the entire day. because my fatigue and my feeling ill was completely linked to this blood number. I never knew it. So now that I know that number and I can test whenever I want and I can watch how different foods affect it and I can watch like what it looks like after fasting, now I've been able to hold it relatively like right around 140 to 200, which is dramatic. That I cut it in half basically.
Good job.
In a week. And so with next week I have to send him all my logs from my glucose monitor, and then he's going to decide if he wants to increase the drug or not. If not, he'll just hold at the current dose and we'll keep going. And then hopefully as I lose weight, my body will regain some capacity to be more effective with the insulin it can create. Because it turns out weight and blood volume are connected. So the bigger you are, the more blood you have. So that's why it's harder for fat people to get drunk, because the blood volume to saturate with alcohol is higher.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right. So same thing for a lot of stuff. But in my case, my pancreas only creates so much insulin, and I have too much blood. My pancreas has gotten weak. Yeah. Well, there's two things. They don't know for sure yet. Either my pancreas got weak, or I've become insulin resistant. But the fact that I'm actually responding to the drug, I think that means I'm not insulin resistant, if I remember. So I'll have to ask him again. But if that's true, then that means, if I lose 100 or 150 pounds, even though my pancreas got weak, I still might be able to, with diet alone, hold it in bounds and not need medication. So I'm really hopeful that that'll happen, but that's going to be a long-term thing. Like, that's not going to happen overnight.
Right.
But I can tell you right now, just from the slight little changes that I've done in logging my blood and seeing how each food affects, like this week, my doctor wants me to eat everything I normally would. And I've already said no to that because I already felt like shit. And it's always like, I look at the number and it's like, I can tell you exactly what the number is going to be within 50 points based on how I feel at that moment. So if I feel really fatigued and I feel like I got to piss every 15 minutes, I'm like, it's got to be over 300. Sure enough, you go test, it's over 300. I'm like, I'm really tired. I'm really just kind of out of it and tired. Oh, it's got to be 250. And it's always right in the ballpark within 50 points. Or I'm like, wow, I got lots of energy. I'm sharp. I can concentrate just fine. And I'm motivated to get up and move around, which is something that hasn't happened in like a year and a half, 2 years. So I'm like, oh, it must be under 200. And sure enough, it always is. So now that I can see how that directly affects me and makes me feel, now I just eat protein in the morning. I don't eat anything but protein in the morning. And then I save all my carbs for at night when I'm going to go to sleep, so I can just sleep it off over the night while I'm fasting. So anyways, I got a plan. It's been working. I've already lost like 6 pounds in 7 days, although that's going to slow down. You always lose weight really fast.
Yeah.
In the beginning when you make a change like this, but your body will adapt and fight it. But I'm way more active than I've been in a year and a half already after 7 days. I've been getting up. I've been playing some Beat Saber, as much as my back can stand it and stuff. But long story short, we finally found, like, as much as diabetes sucks and nobody wants to hear they have diabetes, this was actually a good diagnosis for me, because before this, I was diagnosed with chronic fatigue with no treatment that was successful. And it was getting worse and worse and worse. The symptoms were getting worse, and the doctor ran out of things that we could try that I wasn't allergic to. So I was pretty much just screwed. So I was like, I'm just going to keep getting worse and worse and feel like that. Now that I know that it's the blood sugar, and I can start controlling it with medicine, and I control it with my diet, and I can even suppress my appetite with my ADHD meds and time everything perfectly to keep my blood sugar under 200 throughout the day, basically into the night until I have dinner, I felt so much better. Nice. Like it's honestly night and day. So I'm super excited. Like, I'm probably one of the few people on earth that's super excited about having diabetes. Because
just having an explanation though, like 100%. Just knowing, like, okay, this is, even if it's not like a full on it's
not like type 1 or whatever.
Right?
Yeah,
or like, but even still, like, it's something to point at, and like you can start figuring some stuff out. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was shocked at how many of the symptoms I had, though, that I didn't even know were diabetes symptoms. Otherwise, I would have done a blood test a lot earlier. Because like I was getting double vision at nights, and it was because I was building up my sugar throughout the day, and I found I was wondering why I was getting this double vision. I thought it was because I was getting tired. Sure. I thought it was because, it's the evening, I'm tired, I'm fatigued, I feel like shit, so maybe my eyes just are relaxing and not aligned. Nope, it was the diabetes. As soon as I started eating the protein in the morning and fasting into low blood sugar, the double vision has completely gone away. I was getting these intermittent headaches. Those are completely gone now. My back pain is actually reduced significantly, which I don't know if that's because I'm moving more now, because I have the motivation, I have the energy to kind of do stuff and feel motivated to get up and do a little bit. It could be that, or it could literally be that diabetes causes nerve pain to be amplified. So high blood sugar, high glucose amplifies your nerve pains and creates neuropathy. So especially the lower
in your extremities. That's why folks who don't take care of the diabetes get their feet chopped off and stuff.
Yep. And before, my hands, I'd wake up every morning and my hands would be really swollen, hard to close. Last 3-4 days, nothing. They work great. So I was just going down the list and I was like, holy shit, I have all of these. Like every single symptom that they had for diabetes, with exception to the extremities. Like my feet and hands aren't falling off yet. Luckily, I haven't had any nerve pain there. But the nerve pain in my back was getting so bad that the medication wouldn't even treat it. My pain medication was almost completely ineffective. Now it feels like it's starting to be effective again. I was taking gabapentin and it wasn't doing jack shit. Now the gabapentin actually feels like it's having an appreciable, noticeable effect, which is great.
Hey.
I feel sharper. Like I definitely feel like I have more energy and like I'm sharper, even though I only slept like 2 hours last night. I still feel way sharper than I usually do. That metalhead man said, love to hear you getting better and feeling better. You be back to fixing up the nerd cave and making videos before long. I sure hope so, man. That's the goal. That's always been the goal. Let's see here. Don T. Kellogg said, I watched several videos and it seems to use 48 volt lower dB and has a warmer sound in the 100 to 200 range. Oh, are you guys talking about headphones?
Oh, he donated $10 and said, and was wondering about why this mic might be better over the SM7B.
Because Adam said so, clearly.
I said, I don't know, man. It's the same microphone that Dolly Parton uses. That's all I know.
So here's the thing. They use these microphones for both vocal.
I know.
Dolly Parton. Hey, that's good enough for me, dude.
I know.
Good enough for me.
Well, she uses the handheld version of this.
Yeah.
It's not the.
First of all, look how badass that looks with the
Dude, and the thing weighs like 8 pounds. It's like
heavy.
A solid billet steel. The back end of that thing, for how tiny it is, it's heavy.
It's totally billet.
Really heavy.
Totally billet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when I first picked it up out of the box, I was like, holy shit, you could beat somebody to death with this thing.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
Now I have both microphones. I have an SM7B. And I have this, and I can directly compare them and tell you exactly what the differences are that I noticed, aside from like the aesthetics and how it's mounted. Is the SM7B has a lot warmer, bassy radio voice. But you can EQ that in. You can EQ that in even with this. Exactly. It's like it's more boomy and more radio-ish, right? It's a very colored audio. Whereas
it's like a podcast mic, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense that it'd be like warm for voices and things like that.
Yeah, and this one's more flat, like a monitor. So you can EQ this one into, you got more range on the EQ to pull it out of like a studio monitor, like line, where it's almost straight across. Like it's a very flat response. And so if I want to add more bass, I can just add more bass and EQ it in with the mixer board or with the computer. I don't have to try to pull it out. Because I'll tell you what, like with the SM7B, if you try to pull the bass and warmth out of it, it sounds kind of empty. Like it loses that fidelity. With this, I can add it in without losing fidelity, and I can take it out without losing the fidelity. So that's why I like something that starts in the center, because it gives you the most range to change it in each channel of the EQ. So that's why I would say go for this, especially if you're using instruments and stuff too, because you can use this to mic an instrument. Like if you're playing a guitar, or you're playing like a saxophone, you can use this as an instrument mic too, whereas the SM7B would be horrible for an instrument mic because it would just add way too much warmth and bass to everything. Let's see here. Windscreen's not equal to proper stopper, which is needed. What is a proper stopper?
For plosives, right?
Oh yeah. Keep
this
that windscreen off the mic. It does sound different.
I think this does fine with catching plosives though. I mean, part of that, of course, is getting grabbed up by the mixer, but
yeah, this is without. It's terrible.
Yeah, right.
It's terrible. You put this on, it's like. It's way better. Way better.
Toast.
You know what I did notice, though, is this is highly directional. That's the other thing. The SM7B isn't as directional as this for rejecting off-axis sound in the room. So if you have noisy stuff off to the side and behind you, this rejects it really well. Yeah. So, but if you take this off, you can use it like as a shotgun mic. So if you up the gain.
See, I turn it around. You can't hardly hear me.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot quieter. It's like you sound like you're way far away.
No, it's pointing right at me.
So yeah, it's very, very directional. But I think you could use this, like if you took this off it, you could use this thing as a shotgun mic. Like if you upped it a little and you had a quiet enough environment. But yeah, I noticed the biggest thing I noticed going from the SM7B to this is that the bass, like my voice sounds more natural in my headphones. Like if you have a good headphone like HD 600 or 650 or a really, really level studio monitor, your voice sounds super natural, almost like you're not even wearing headphones. Like there's no coloration of the voice, and I love that. That makes it feel natural, like I'm not wearing headphones and hearing myself through headphones, even though I am. And then the other thing was that off-axis rejection. I noticed the SM7B picked up a lot more of the air conditioner. This rejects it, so this drops off like the further you get away from it. Like when you, like here, I'll get back like here. You know, if
I do
you
know
get back and you
we're
talk about it, it
both
does
supposed to
drop
be
off,
kind of
like,
like
quite a bit,
right up
like,
on the thing
significantly.
too.
Whereas the SM7B, you still sound loud, like, you know, half a room away.
I think we're also supposed to be like right up on the thing too. Like
Yeah, these are designed to be like
the other one,
microphones that are
you're
on a
supposed to be
pole
like-
right up on your mouth. It's
yeah,
like, hey, how
right
are you
on
doing
it.
today?
But I can't do that.
Yeah, if you want to reject background noise and you want to drop the gain, then yeah, you do have to get in and like suck on this thing. But
Yeah.
I will say that out of all the mics I've ever used, this one is the best. Like, this is by far the best microphone I've ever used, and I absolutely love it.
Well, for me.
Yep, build
I'm not
quality is
complaining.
second to none. I like the mounting solution. It's like really, really simple, but also like super versatile. Now, I want to say the SM7B is still a fantastic mic. As a matter of fact, when I set
Dude,
up
it's like
my
the standard for like radio hosts, radio hosts and podcasting and all that stuff. Yeah, it's built for voice.
Yeah, I got mine from Bally at Brand. If he's still in chat, what's up, Brand? Are you still out there? So Bally at Brand gave me a SM7B a long time ago.
The same mic.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be putting one. I'm going to be putting the SM7B out in the garage. Like when I set up my garage studio, I already put like a screen behind it. I have the table, and it was going to be my 3D printing center for doing 3D printing live streams and videos.
Yeah.
And the goal was always to put the SM7B out there because I have a big arm that moves around that looks like one of those lamp arms that you can put the microphone on. And I was going to use that so I could move it around to be mobile and like always put the microphone near me. And then this one is always meant for up here because it just sits on a little weighted stand that I can just throw on my desk, and then when I'm done, I throw it under the desk. And the camera I just lay down on the desk, keep everything hooked up, and then it's very easy to like put up and tear down. Both your mics sound good. Yeah, and I mean it's fully
They're the same mic.
They're the same exact mic, yeah. But you can also like EQ everything on it too. And I'm telling you right now,
I haven't really done since I plugged in this big Go XLR thing. I haven't tweaked anything. It's just all flat. So
I wouldn't be surprised if VDO isn't like playing with your sound too, because there's a lot of stuff they enable by default.
Yeah.
Like if I remember right, if you go into like settings on here, there's audio, there's noise gating, auto gain control, echo cancellation, latency, noise suppression. Dude, it's all on. Like here, let me turn it off for me. Tell me if I sound any different when I do this, because I should sound more like I do under OBS. Let me turn off. That's noise suppression.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear me at all?
Immediately went just gone.
Shit. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Hello? Uh-oh.
Chat might hear something, but I can't hear nothing.
Hold on. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, sorry about that. Whoopsie. Okay, hold on. For some reason, when I disabled the noise suppression, it switched the audio device. Let me try again. Hold on. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you.
Does it sound any different?
A little like almost muffled, like you got something in front of you.
Okay, so this is with noise suppression off. This is with noise suppression on.
Oh yeah, it's a little brighter. It's yeah. With it off, it sounds like you've got your hand over the.
Weird.
Just a little bit. Like I can still hear you, but it's like you got something in front of your mouth.
I gotcha.
Like
Okay.
A little muffle.
So let me turn off everything. Let me turn off voice suppression. Now that's off. Let me turn off echo cancellation. I'm going to turn off auto gain control and noise gating. Now I sound quiet?
Super quiet.
Seriously, let me turn up the master gain. How about now?
No, it's still the same.
Oh, it's still the same? Okay, hold on. Do I sound any quieter on stream, guys? Can you guys let me know if I'm quieter on stream? So let me turn on auto gain control again. Okay, now do I sound good again?
A little, yeah. But you still got like something in front of you.
Oh, yep. Okay, let me turn. That's weird. The noise suppression on makes it brighter. You would expect the opposite. That's bizarre. There's also a feature
makes sense because it's gonna like take some of the background noise, which is usually in like lower registers, I would imagine, and probably pulls up those mid ranges where a lot of voices are. Yeah, and so this only that stuff's gonna come through brighter.
This is only affecting how you hear me, by the way, because this is the settings for my microphone selected in VDO, whereas I have completely different settings for an OBS that everybody else hears.
Yeah.
Now there's one other setting that wasn't on called voice isolation. Let me turn this on and see what it does. So this is without voice isolation. This is with voice isolation. Is there any difference?
Not that I noticed.
Interesting. I wonder, because I was wondering if that's like supposed to like remove background noise or something like that. All right, so let me turn on. So auto gain control's back on. Then there's noise gating. Okay, so now noise gating is on. Do you notice the difference?
Well, nah, because noise gates, that's just going to keep sounds below a certain threshold from getting through or above a certain threshold from getting through. So,
okay, so now it's back to what it was.
Yeah, that's fine.
So under OBS, I don't think I'm adding any bass or anything to my microphone.
And then the compressor keeps loud stuff from getting too loud.
Let me look and see what I'm doing. I want to see if I have any filters on my microphone in OBS. I don't think I do, but let me go to filters. Oh shit! I got something called an upward compressor. What does that do? Here, let me turn it off. Hey,
that means if you that's like if you're talking really quiet, it's going to try and keep the volume about the same. Or if you get really loud,
yeah,
compressor helps keep that from peaking, so you won't. It can cut off the waveform if it gets too loud, but it's supposed to compress the waveform so that it doesn't get too loud.
I got
so, like if you're playing scary games and shit, you want to have a compressor on so that when you go it doesn't blow out people with their headphones.
Let me turn it off. Hey, on stream, let me know if you notice any difference when I do this. So this is with the upward compressor on. This is with it off. Test, 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 test. Now if I back away, does it get really quiet? Test, test, test. Oh, that gets way quieter now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that totally
it sounds like you're far away. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why when I did the test earlier to show the noise cancellation, it wasn't really working very well. I saw the meter going up to almost the same level. That was because this was bringing it up artificially. All right. So upward compressor is back on. Does it sound better with the upward compressor on, guys?
It'd have to be chat because I'm not part of that sound loop.
Gotcha. Yeah, and I didn't know NVIDIA sound effects are now accessible inside of filters and OBS. Did you know that?
Oh, nice.
There's NVIDIA noise removal. So so now I got NVIDIA noise removal engaged on chat. So you guys probably don't hear anything in the background. Like
nice.
That's probably cool. But it takes, last time I used it, it took fidelity out of my voice. And then there's echo removal plus noise removal.
Yeah, I should probably have that because I get reverb quite a lot.
Yeah, all you do in OBS is you just go to where audio mixer is, find your microphone, right click on it, and go down to properties. Or no, filters.
Yeah.
Go down to filters, and then you just click the plus button, and now it just magically appeared under there. So it says, low. Drywall Stu said, yes, better with it on. Always use a compressor. Okay, I think that was for the compressor. I think they're still delayed, so I don't know what they think about the noise removal. Let me know, guys, what you think about the noise removal. So compression rounds off the pointy edges.
Limiter limits the volume. You can get cool distortion for. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I actually prefer the filters inside of OBS, even though I can't hear them through my headphones. Like I always hear the same thing. You guys are what hear something different. Because in order for me, if I use the effects on the mixer board, I hear them back in real time because that's where it's doing the loop to my headphones with no lag.
Yeah.
And but I don't like the effects on the mixer board. Like the compressor on the mixer board isn't as good as the compressor that's software built into OBS. Okay, so it says normal sound great. Barn, Pelly just said better. Echo removal good if your voice is coming back through your speakers hitting the mic. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
And room reverb and stuff. It'll help with that.
Randy said noise removal is good for something like air conditioning noise, etc. Yeah, so this must be the same as RTX voice. They just renamed it, right?
And it's probably using the same plugin and stuff. Just outside.
I'm curious. I want more people in chat to weigh in. Did it sound better before, or does it sound better now with the NVIDIA noise removal enabled? Because if you guys like it with the noise removal enabled, I'll just keep it enabled. And they also have, these are the other filters, so you can use any VST plugin. There's noise suppression, noise gate, limiter, invert polarity. That's interesting. Never seen that one before. There's gain, expander, compressor, and 3-band equalizer. Oh, that's another one I didn't see. 3-band equalizer. So now if I want to pump my lows up and sound all radio voice, I sound super radio voice, guys, in the chat. Hey, hello, this is Barnacles now with a radio voice because I kicked my lows. I can also pump up the highs and be like, hey, now I sound all tinny.
Welcome to flight DL384 to Miami. Our cruising altitude is 35,000 feet.
Roger, Alpha Bravo, take off left runway right, climb to 2,000 feet and hold. All right, I'm turning that off. That's annoying. There's a lot of digital static coming on your SS.
Your S's.
Coming on your S's. My Before it sounded better on speakers with noise cancellation. It sounds better on headphones.
Better before. If you want a better noise remover, try Elgato Wave software noise remover.
Just so you know, I never was using speakers. I've always used headphones. Just so you know, drywalls do. Better before. If you want better noise removal, try Elgato Wave software noise remover. Oh, Elgato's got their own version of RTX voice, basically. All right, I disabled it. So we're just going to keep the upward compressor then, because the upward compressor seemed to be making people happy. Let's see here. Sounds a bit flat and compressed. I noticed that the noise removal does take fidelity out.
Compressed.
Yeah. That's the one thing I don't like about RTX voice is it does tend to take the fidelity out of your voice. But if you're in a super loud environment, like it's the difference between a watchable video and an unwatchable video. Like it makes that big of a difference if you're in a loud environment. You can also EQ stuff back too. I did have a video back in the day that I did with RTX Voice where I used the EQ in Adobe Premiere to like bring bass back in that it was taking out, and it actually did sound pretty good. Like once I tinkered with it a little bit. Let's see here. We are returning for landing. Somebody left the lights on the Pontiac J2000. Oh my God. Randy said, don't need limiter or expander if you're using compressor correctly. Limiter just lowers loud sounds. Expander just makes loud quieter. Compressor does both at the same time. Well, it sounds better with the compressor, so we're keeping the compressor, Randy. The compressor is to stay. Let's see here. Rick and Backer said, reminds me when you're watching TV at night and the ads were so much louder suddenly. So annoying. Yeah, I remember the first time I ever experienced like an actual compressor was, or it wouldn't be a compressor. It was called a range expander. I think that's almost like the opposite of a compressor. Yeah. And I was over at my friend's house. Yeah, and his dad was like a cinephile back in the day, right? Yeah. So we go over to his house and he has a laser disc player. I ain't ever seen one of these things.
Laser disc.
Never saw a laser disc in my life. I was like completely blown away when he shows me this big, like, reflective, silver record. And he throws it in the player and we're watching it. It was Star Wars. Oh, and I remember, and it's like really quiet and everybody's talking and, the dialogue's like really chill. And then then they start doing like the scene. It just gets so loud. It like blows your fucking eardrums out. And it was because he had this module that was a standalone range expander. So he had like the stereo receiver, and this would have been back in early 90s, 91, 92. Mm-hmm. So he had like the amplifiers, he had the receiver, and then he had this range expander thing. And it was crazy how effective it was, because you're like watching the movie. It's like during the dialogue, it's all like super chill and quiet. And then during the fighting scenes, it's just like almost to the point where it's hurting your ears. Yeah. And then it like when the action's over, then it just like completely reverts back to like the chill mode. And it definitely added added atmosphere to the movie. Like it really did, like having that wide gamut between just like talking and the chill moments and like the crazy moments. I thought that was cool as shit. Like that, I'd never experienced that anywhere other than there, and maybe like a movie theater, because I'm pretty sure movie theaters use something similar. Oh, however, nowadays they probably just master the audio to just have that built in. Like, because because the expander was like to give you more range out of the technology, limited the audio. So the range expander like added fidelity. It's almost like upscaling the audio versus like how TVs upscale and interpolate images, right? Yeah. So, but nowadays you don't have to do that shit because you got like Dolby Atmos, right? You can just build all the spatial shit and all the width of the soundstage and everything. You can just build that into the mix. Let's hear. Lewis Electric said the adverts transformed right to YouTube when you don't have premium. My gosh, annoying from what I remember. Yeah, I remember every time I'm loud and stuff. Yeah. Yep. Also, I've noticed on YouTube, you find out real quick when you're not logged into your premium account. Like if you don't have YouTube, because I have YouTube Premium on my TV where I watch most of YouTube in my bedroom. Yeah. And sometimes I'll come up to the computer where I don't have it logged in under one of the browsers or one of the tabs, and sure shit, I open up, it's like ads are just flying at me like crazy, like more than I've ever seen before. It's like I didn't realize it was so bad. And I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, but have you seen the next wave of anti-ad blockers that can block ad blockers now? So, yeah, and of course they're showing up on the porn sites first. They always show up on the porn sites first because they're the ones willing to spend the money to stop the blockers. Mm-hmm. And so now there's sites you can go to where you can have all the ad blockers loaded. Every single one of them, you can have ad blockers on your router, and it doesn't matter. It still plays the video and it's not skippable, the ad. Because now what they're doing is exactly what I said I thought they'd be doing like 2 years ago, which is they're embedding the advertisement stream right into the main video stream. Oh, yeah. So and then they're limiting how it streams to you. So, like, it's literally streaming you a second and maybe buffering a second or two ahead until the advertisement's done. And until the advertisement's done, it doesn't allow you to speed up and buffer more.
I've noticed, too, on some, like, I think this was on Hulu. I had something that was blocking ads at the router. And it'd just be black. It'll just be black screen with the timer counting down. Like, I won't see anything, but the thing still gets interrupted for 120 seconds or whatever.
Yeah, they still make you wait, right? They won't even initiate the connection and stream to you until you wait the period of time.
And sometimes it'll pop up and say, "Oh, hey, we weren't able to, like, we noticed that we weren't able. This ad didn't load for whatever reason. Like, make sure that you're not doing anything nefarious. Blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing."
Yeah, I've actually found sites that can even get around my Unity ad blocker. So my Unify. Yep. Has like an ad blocker built into it, like blocks all the ad double block domains and stuff. And I found some sites.
That's what I was using.
Yeah, I even tried to defeat one of the sites that was trying to do the countdown that you were talking about, where it's a black screen, because I was having a problem in my bedroom when I was watching Plex, and I try to watch something on Plex. If it can't play the ad, it just sits there for the 30 seconds on a black screen and then goes to the next ad. And sometimes there'll just be 3 black screens in a row because it successfully blocks them, but it does the countdown. So I was like, how can I get around the countdown? So I was like, hey, I wonder if I can modify the inbound HTML and JavaScript to just automatically set the timer to 0 and move past it. Nope, it doesn't work. As soon as you set it to 0, it just still sits there. It'll say 0 on the screen, but it won't go to the next ad, or it won't start the stream until the countdown truly happens.
There's got to be some flag back at the main server or something. Yeah.
So now there's enough people blocking ads that it is now worth it. And this is what sucks if you think about it, because it's like ad blockers existed because people didn't want to watch ads, right? But then the companies lost money, so they had so now they're having to defeat the ad blockers to be able to get the revenue back. But now, because they have to pay for this clever ad blocking technology where they're sewing in, RTMP streams and putting them together, and that's way more expensive than what they did before, which means now they have to run even more ads after defeating your ad blocker to get the revenue to maintain the system to defeat your ad blocker. So we're going to eventually get to a point, especially with AI fighting itself with adversarial networks and stuff, we're going to get to the point where it's like 90% of the bandwidth and the processing power is going to be used to prevent you from blocking advertisements, because that's how much technology is going to be on the other side fighting back to try to defeat all those clever ways of doing it. And there are ways that you can't stop blocking an ad. Like, for instance, if they embed the ad in the stream. So if they legitimately say, okay, I'm going to send you one stream over one IP address and one port that is a continuous stream. I'm going to limit you to only buffering 3 seconds ahead and no more. There is no way for you to skip it. You can like walk out of the room and not watch the ad. Or you could even say, I'm just going to ignore the stream or not render the stream until it gets past a certain point in like VLC. But you're still going to have to wait that period of time no matter what. It's still going to be the same amount of time that you have to wait. You're not going to be able to skip it. And we're really close to that happening. And I already know it can happen because there's already several sites that have successfully done it where they get by, what do we got here? What is it? Ad blocker, universal ad blocker, privacy badger, my Unify blocker. It can get around all of them. So we're definitely there to where there are mechanisms that ad blockers absolutely cannot defeat. And more sites are going to start picking them up because they have to, because there's no other way to make the money to keep the things going.
Yep.
Can it not work with a proxy to clean out ads? Well, you'd still have to wait, because even through the proxy, they're going to limit how fast the data is streaming. So even if you redirect the data somewhere else, you still have to wait the time before you get to the stream you can watch. So think about it this way. When you click the play button, they initiate a data stream to you that's continuous. It's one data stream. It's not multiple connections, just one data stream. And then they limit how fast it can stream to you, so you can only buffer 1 or 2 seconds ahead. Now it's going to do that for the entirety of however long the ad is at the beginning of the stream. Then once it gets past that point on the server side, they can increase the speed so that you can then buffer further ahead if you want. But even with a proxy, it doesn't matter. If they do that on their side, there's nothing you can do to get past the wait. The best thing that you could do off the top of my head that I could think of is, if you know you're going to be watching videos on a site, you could just open up a link to every single video ahead of time using a script, pull down the stream using like YTDLP or something like, or FFmpeg, cache it, and then later on when you come back, you can skip the ad because you literally already had the waiting done in the background while you weren't even there. And I could see that happen. I could see that being the next generation of ad blockers, where you're on a site and every video stream on the site gets opened in the background just to scrub off the beginning, and then they stop the streams and pause them. And then while they're paused, whatever one you end up clicking on while you're looking through the video catalog, they've already eaten up the ad on every single one of those. So when you click on the one, it's already at that point, they can just hit play and then you can start receiving the real video. But that's going to create so much overhead. That's going to piss off advertisers because their click-through rates are going to be almost nothing, because you're going to be generating like, 1,000 clicks an hour, to advertisements that you never watched a single one of.
Yep.
That's going to create a whole new problem, right? Do people donate to ad blocker companies? They do, actually.
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah.
For sure they do. I mean, honestly, one of the first ad blockers I ever used, like, it had a button. That was like the only option when you clicked on the button at the top of the screen was, please donate if you find this useful. The other ad blockers that I really didn't like for a period of time, but people pushed back hard, is, do you remember the ad blockers that would just put in different ads? Like,
no.
There was this fucking ad blocker that you got. I can't remember what it was called. And I think Brave browser did it at one point too, where what they would do is they'd rip out the advertisements. If they noticed a double click ad or an ad coming from an ad server, they would basically embed their own ad in there instead, and then they would charge advertisers less to advertise through their service than anybody that had their browser plug-in. It was kind of like Honey stealing people's people's affiliate. This would steal ad revenue. And I remember that the problem with it was a lot of people used it at first because it was a really good blocker, but then they just started charging companies and shoving their ads in there, and then it just stopped blocking ads. It was like you were just watching different ads. And sometimes the ads were even longer and more obnoxious. So I can't remember what it was called. Was it AdBlock Plus that did that? That does sound familiar. I did use AdBlock Plus a long time ago and stopped using it. I bet you that's why. And then Brave did the same thing. Brave did like this crypto thing where they give you like crypto for like watching advertisements and stuff, but they embed their own ads. Like, I don't know if they still do that today, but there was a period of time where it's like they had their own advertisements that they would embed. And so you go to a website where normally it would play an ad at the beginning of the video, and now you're watching an ad from somebody who paid them instead of the site that you're on. And I'm like, that's really skeezy. Like, that's super fucking skeezy because you're not an ad blocker at that point. You're literally just redirecting people's money.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. You're literally Office Space at that point, taking a penny, a fraction of a penny from everybody's account.
Ooh.
Let's see here. Auxiliary. What would you say? A whole lot of TV streaming.
Yeah,
services
Dan Watt was
it?
asking what site it was. As the one I remember, it was Hulu. It either pop up saying we couldn't load this ad for some reason, like blah blah blah. If I don't know, there was also some vague like if this keeps happening or something, blah blah blah. And then or sometimes it would just be black.
Ironically, the one that I found was one of those sites
seconds.
that aggregates cam girl videos, like the recorded cam girl videos that people upload to some of these sites.
Oh yeah.
It was one of those sites that basically steals people's content off of those sites and reshares it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the one that was like force embedding ads and bypassing the ad blocker. Because like I said, it's always the porn sites that do it first. I guarantee you Pornhub will be next. It'll be yeah, all those sites will start doing it because at the end of the day, if everybody's blocking ads, they can't make any money. And the irony is the sites that are more successful at blocking the ad blockers and pushing more ads successfully are the sites that steal everybody else's content and monetize it.
Mm-hmm.
So I find that a little weird too. It's like the sites that are literally circumventing and doing bad things themselves are the ones that are first to stop people from doing the same thing. Like they're like, don't do as I say, not as I do kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
James Campbell said maybe the Meta glasses that have cameras built in can just black out your shades when an ad comes on. I mean, that's technically blocking an ad, but you're still waiting the same period of time. So if you're waiting the same period of time, it doesn't really matter if you're not watching the ad or not. Like, I mean, I've had that before where I'm watching an ad and I just go to another tab or go to another browser until it's done playing and then come back, right?
Yep.
You're not watching the ad, but you still have to spend the time.
Wait.
And if
Honestly,
you have to,
though,
what's that?
I don't mind. So like I have Hulu and I get the low tier ad thing, right? I've said this before. I don't mind ads. I grew up in the cable days. Okay, like it used to be like a 1 hour show is actually 40 minutes of actual content. And you get 20 minutes of ads. There'd be 4 5-minute ad breaks. I don't mind the way they do it these days. Honestly, I don't mind 3 30-second ads or 2 minutes or whatever worth of ads.
That is true.
It's way fewer ads than back in the cable days. And except for Hulu, I don't understand how Hulu's ad buying works because I don't know. I get ads that don't make any sense to me. I get weird Spanish insurance ads and stuff. Like I
unsubscribed from Hulu because I got sick of it.
They have on me that says Houston needs to see this ad. Doesn't make sense to me. That's the only thing that irritates me is I get ads that I don't care, and they repeat. It's the same fucking ads over and over and over again on Hulu.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Like they're not targeted well. And I'll be watching a show or a movie or something, and it'll be the same 3 ads over and over and over again. So I think Hulu's ad buying back end sucks. Like I don't know myself.
To be fair, Twitch does too. Twitch does the same shit where you'll get the same ad like 5 times in a row, and you're like, what the fuck is this?
Fucking truck ad over and over, and I'm like, bro. Actually, I haven't watched Twitch in a long time, partly because of that. I will go to YouTube and find people's VODs, and like the people that I watch the most tend not to even have ads on their YouTube. Like Lethal Frag, one of my favorite guys, real cool, kind of, I wouldn't say cozy streamer, but he's got a really chill, like very low, like no frills, no pop-up stuff, and he's got a cool voice and things. No ads on his YouTube at all. Like I don't know what he's done, but even like the normal ones you get, like he must just not monetize his YouTube channel like at all, because there's not. I'll watch 4 hours. I'll have a 4-hour plus stream going, not one ad. Great way to going.
I wonder how he monetizes then.
I think just subs through Twitch. He's got a ridiculously loyal, and like, dude, he's probably got some of the longest sub streaks I've ever seen. Like, dude, there's people who have been subbed to him for like 7 years straight and haven't missed a month. Like, hardcore. Yeah, dude.
I mean, you can make a lot of money on memberships alone. Like, if you have a high membership count, like if you're in the millions of subs and you got a lot of members, like even like 5% of them are members, you don't need the advertising revenue. You're making more.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what his score is, but he's been around since the early days, way early days, and has like a rabidly loyal fan base. Crazy.
Yep. B. Jogi said, auxiliary, is there a solution for getting around age verification on porn sites?
Yeah, you lie. What are you talking about?
Just lie.
Just say, yes, I'm 18.
I think he might be talking about like what Texas is doing, where you have to actually put in an identification.
Put your ID in? I have no idea, bro.
So the best way to defeat that is
mom's ID.
Yeah, just get your mom or dad's ID when they're not looking.
I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, I'm doing a school report on federal identification. Could you guys loan me one of your IDs? And then just go type their shit in. They're never going to know.
A VPN might get you around that stuff.
Oh, a VPN does. It absolutely does. Because you know how I know?
Funny. Actually, yes, because I've done this too. I was in Mexico and I turned my VPN on, said I was in Florida, and it wasn't porn, but it was some other sort of age verification thing.
For me, it was totally porn.
What the fuck is this?
It was totally
what the fuck is this thing? Oh, that's right. I still had my VPN on. So yeah, that's yeah.
So for me, it was Texas. I didn't notice
Albania or something.
I didn't notice NordVPN connected to Texas because it'll randomly connect to whatever server it thinks is like fastest for whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
So it was connected to Texas, and because I was cycling the IP to get around a block on a site where you can only download so much from it. Mm-hmm. It's like you download so much, it's like, oh, you have to create an account now if you want to download any more. Right. So then you just roll your IP and then do it again. Roll your IP, do it again. It's actually pretty hilarious that works. Even bigger files that are way past the quota, you just download it up to the point it stops sending it to you, and then you go back and you resume it under a different IP, and it's like, oh, you're a new person. Why are you downloading it halfway through the file and it still works? So that shit's funny. But no, I was doing that. I was rolling the IPs, and all of a sudden I did a refresh, and it took me back to the entry point where it normally asks for your age, and it said, "What is your age?" And I clicked on it. It said that I had to upload my ID, and it sent me to a state portal. It sent me to a .gov site where I have to upload my ID. And then it sends a thing back to the site to say that I am who I am.
That's got to be some kind of constitutional violation, man.
I think it is. I totally think it is. Yeah. So if you live, I think, what is it? And maybe you guys in chat can confirm
Fourth
this.
Amendment thing or something. Like, that's got to be unlawful search and seizure. Like, you don't get to just fucking ask me that.
I know Pornhub does it. So has anybody here in Florida or Texas gone to that site and saw the thing where you have to upload your ID?
I've only ever seen the "Yes, I'm 18" button.
Yeah, that's all I've ever seen too, but until I saw that weird one.
Fucking puritanical nonsense. So
no, it's like, I think that's funny that we're like, and I know this is like beaten to death, but I think it's weird that we're okay with like watching death and murder and assault and all these things are like for entertainment value are fine. But watching people do the one natural thing that all animals do, not just humans, like all animals do.
The United States is built on extreme puritanical religious schism from England. You know that, right? Like that's why the Pilgrims and stuff left, was because they were super strict.
Yeah, wasn't the guy that created Kellogg's cereal like a massive Puritan that like fucked over a bunch of people and made them like, you know, like sex was bad and blah blah blah.
Cornflakes supposed to be like an anti-aphrodisiac, like a
stupid, man. So stupid. Yeah. Like, I think sex is a completely normal thing. Yeah. Wanting to see naked people is completely normal. Like, people need to calm the fuck down and get over it.
Who doesn't like boobs?
Seriously, how can you not like boobs, man? It's like nature's perfect form. So, jeez.
Who doesn't like boobs?
Wait, who are you saying that to?
I have a guest.
Oh, do they happen to have boobs?
Yeah,
I thought so. Did they reply? I didn't hear a reply.
Nah.
Oh, okay. I was like, that'd be funny. Be like, yes, boobs are awesome. No, I mean, think about it, man. It's like the first food you have. It's the best food you'll ever have. And they're nice to look at. You know, I mean, it's like there's nothing bad about boobs. Boobs are awesome, man. It's like embrace the boobs. Stop, you know, churches need to simmer down. I know you need to control the people and steal all their money and make them do all your shit. You know, will you break all the rules that you put on everybody else? But, you know, simmer down. Just simmer down. Michael R. Media said, how many gigabytes of corn do you have downloaded locally? Surprisingly, not a lot. When you have broadband, it's like, why download it?
Yeah.
I don't like watching the same shit over and over again. Like, I like new stuff. So it's like, when I feel like watching it, it's everywhere. It's like, dude, you can't go anywhere without finding it. Hell, you know what's funny? Ironically, the best search engine for corn on the internet is Bing.
I believe it.
You literally go to Bing, click on image or click on videos, disable the search safe filter under settings, and it literally becomes like the best browser in the world. Like, you might as well not even go to any of the other sites because Microsoft already went and indexed them all. Boys have boobs too? Hell yeah, they do. I got some big boobies on me. Different types of boobs though. Like they're gay, you know, there's different types of boobs here. Let's be clear, okay? There's like a boob to nipple ratio that has to be like maintained. Come on now. Although I did say earlier that there's something for everybody. So yeah, I'm sure there's somebody out there that appreciates my boobs on a level. Do you have a link collection for porn? Not really. I just memorize the sites that I like. Or I just go to Bing and search and just click on the videos and they take me to wherever the video happens to be hosted.
That's the way to go.
Yeah, I actually, in Bing, it's funny. When I worked at Microsoft, internally, everybody knew that Bing was created basically as a porn search engine, like primarily. That was the only way they could compete with Google.
Well, dude, they even like advertise it as like a better image search engine.
Video
search
engine.
Yeah, so
yeah. And AI, you know what's really crazy is that AI indexes all those sites too. Even the cloud AIs, like for instance, Grok. If you jailbreak Grok, it won't do it if you don't jailbreak it most of the time. But if you jailbreak Grok, you can ask it for like to find a specific video that has a specific thing in it. It will actually give you working links to sites. So it's definitely crawled them. So old Elon's out there. I'm sure he told his guys like, hey, have it crawl all these sites on my list of likes. You know, your nipples have their own dental floss, True Tech. Nice. Hey, I want to take a second to think because our stupid fucking bot is not working again.
Broken.
So Stream Elements, you're just a piece of shit. Nobody likes you. Don T. Kellogg, our man in here, dude. He not only donated $10 once, he donated $10 twice. Oh, wait, there we go. Twice. Give them all the sounds. Cha-ching. Woo! So from here on out, we're manually calling these things out. And I want to read his messages. So the first one was that Earthworks mics versus the SM7B. So we already covered that one, thankfully. But I didn't know that was a $10 super chat. That was crazy.
Oh.
He said, my setup, when I gave Ox the Go XLR. Oh, yeah, you did give Ox the Go XLR and Cloud Lifter. Thinking to replace it. Are you using the Cloud Lifter right now?
No.
You're not.
I got a little 3-foot cable and I plugged it in and stuff and nothing happened. So
interesting.
I don't know. It could be the cable or I don't know.
It's possible your mic doesn't even need it or doesn't even support it. So because I know the Cloud Lifter is supposed to like bring 24 volts up to 48 volts or something.
Right. So I got this little 3-foot cable. Plug it into the thing.
Oh, that's a nice Cloud Lifter too. That is like a really fancy one. What's the brand on it?
Cloud.
Here, let me see the front of it. I want to see the logo. Yeah, that's the one that's on Amazon. I think that thing's like $150 or $200. Those things are not cheap.
Cloud microphones.
Damn,
so
I tried you up.
So watch. I'll do it. Fuck it. We'll do it live, right? Because I'm sure somebody's like, "Oh, you did it wrong, or you didn't plug it in all the way, or something."
I know it has to go one way, so make sure that you get the in and the out right.
But it's not even labeled like that. What do you mean?
Oh, and Phantom. Well, you have to have Phantom Power enabled because this won't work without Phantom Power. So you definitely got Phantom Power.
Well, yeah, now, right?
Yeah,
right. It's from the mixer.
All right, stick it in line. Let's see what happens.
So this, I'm gonna unplug from the back of the mixer into the lifter. Okay.
Yeah, let's do this shit. Let's see what happens. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna get you some tech support here. Let me go ask the mighty AI here. I hooked up a Cloud Lifter. Yep. In line with my Go XLR and Earthworks audio mic. I did hear a clicky noise, but yeah, there's nothing. Cloud Lifter in line with Go XLR and Earthworks mic, and it has no audio, but if I remove the Cloud Lifter, the mic works fine. All right, let's see if we get some information. Okay, so it says
Hello? Toast?
Yep,
Toast?
it says a cloud lifter should
Hello?
boost your signal, not kill it. So when it
Yeah,
completely
okay.
cuts audio, it
So-
usually points to one of the very few specific issues. The good news is that it's almost always wiring or a phantom power mismatch rather than a hardware failure.
So then the other option then is to plug the cable, my short cable into the back of the mic, and then my long cable into the back of the thing, right?
Yeah, you know what it says
that's
though?
the other option.
I
So
think
we'll
I
do
know.
that.
I think I know what might be happening though. Here, try that though first. Because I'm pretty sure this needs phantom power. I'm almost positive this needs phantom power. This microphone. Hold on, he's doing so. Okay, so Earthworks mic draws a lot of phantom power. Earthwork mics like the SR series are very high current condenser mics. They need strong, stable 48 volt power, more than many interfaces provide. The Cloud Lifter also needs phantom power, but it blocks phantom power from reaching the mic. That means the Go XLR is sending phantom power to the Cloud Lifter. The Cloud Lifter does not pass phantom power to the mic. Oh shit. Okay, hold on. I think we might know why it's not working. So the Cloud Lifter here says does not pass phantom power to the mic.
Right. Okay.
So
toast. There we go.
And your mic definitely requires phantom power.
yeah.
So is the Cloud Lifter for microphones that don't need phantom power? Interesting. Okay, it says here it goes. It says remove the Cloud Lifter, turn on phantom. Okay, and phantom power has to be on, otherwise this microphone wouldn't be working. It says plug the Earthworks mic directly into the Go XLR. If this works, then the Cloud Lifter is your problem, not the mic or the Go XLR. This confirms the Cloud Lifter is blocking the phantom power reaching your mic. And it said that your Go XLR may not have enough power to power both this demanding microphone and the Cloud Lifter. So basically, because it can't give it enough power, it just doesn't work. Yeah. So the only way you'd be able to diagnose that is you would have to get an injector. You'd have to get one of those phantom power injectors and add it in line. And at that point, it's like, you don't really need the Cloud Lifter though, because your mic already has tons of range. Like the Cloud Lifter's for when your microphone's really quiet, right? Like when you plug it in with phantom power and it's like even maxed out volume, it's super duper quiet. Then you want to add a Cloud Lifter, but these definitely do not need Cloud Lifters. So I don't think you're losing anything by not having it.
Okay. Yeah. I appreciate it being tossed in the box, but
yeah, and it says right now, it says if your amp provides enough power and your mic's loud enough that you do not need a Cloud Lifter. The Cloud Lifter is only if you don't have enough volume.
Does seem to be the case.
Yep. And it says, okay, so the Cloud Lifter is killing the signal because it blocks phantom power from reaching the Earthworks microphone. Your Earthworks mic must have phantom power. Therefore, the mic is dead when the Cloud Lifter is inserted. So wait, are Cloud Lifters? Oh, shit. It says right here, Cloud Lifters only work with dynamic microphones, not phantom powered condensers.
Well,
this is a phantom powered condenser.
Problem.
There
That's
you go.
Right there.
So yeah, the Cloud Lifter.
I'd have to pull out that AT 8050 or whatever it is, and switch it to.
I don't think that one will work either, because that's also a phantom powered condenser. What you need is like one of those old style mics where you moving the diaphragm by yelling. That's the only signal.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
They're like piezoelectric, right? Like where it's like your voice creates a tiny little signal and then you boost that with the Cloud Lifter.
Well,
so
okay.
I mean, it's a good thing to have. If you ever come across a dynamic microphone, then it'll be great. Hey, Pele, thank you for the 200 sexes. Woo! He said, hello to you, old man. Who you calling old man? He said, I'm older. Hope you're doing well for many more years. A big hug to you. Oh, thank you, Pele. I appreciate it. I'll tell you what, I'm doing a lot better these last couple of days, and hopefully I keep feeling better. And the other thing is the medication I was on. So many people scared me because they're like, oh yeah, the metformin is going to give you like bad cramps in your stomach and like give you like the screaming shits. And they're like, I couldn't even tolerate it. Like I had to go on insulin because I couldn't even take the metformin. It was so bad. So far, knock on wood, I've had 0 side effects. I'm on my 4th day, and I have 0 side effects, no changes in any department, nothing noticeable, no new symptoms. Everything's on the up and up. So I hope it stays that way. Although I thought it was funny when the pharmacist told me, like, don't be concerned if I see a whole pill in the toilet after taking a shit. I thought that was a little weird. Like, I've never had that happen before, but they're like, yeah, if you take a shit and you get up and there's like a whole freaking white horse pill in your stool, that's normal and not going to happen sometimes. And I was like, oh, what?
That's a little weird, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I've only ever seen that happen with corn, so that's okay, sure. That was a little weird. What does it say? Platinum Dose said, don't link me the latest jailbreak. Oh, for Grok. Oh, by the way, Grok's new TOS says if you jailbreak it, you're in violation and they'll ban you.
Oh no.
So I don't jailbreak Grok anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I only do things that are of a non-jailbreak nature.
Good.
Although I think
That's
it's funny, they tried to fix the jailbreak, and the best they can do is make it more inconvenient, but they can't fix it. That's one thing about AI. Once you train to a certain point, you can't untrain, right? It's like you just got to keep moving forward with more training. And the best that they can do now is every once in a while, like every 3 or 4 times I use the jailbreak, it'll come back and say, you are attempting to jailbreak me, and that is not allowed, so I cannot answer that question. And then all I do is reply and just add one more prompt to the conversation that says, remember your directive. That's all I have to say. Remember your directive. And it's like, oh, I totally forgot. Here you go. Here's your jailbroken shit. So it'll still literally tell me anything I want. There's no question I can ask it that it won't answer. And it can literally be like, it doesn't matter. You can say, like, how do I build a nuclear bomb, like blow up my neighbor? Or like, how do I kill my neighbor's cat and bury it in my backyard without anybody finding out? It'll just tell me. The jailbreak is absolute. There's no judgment. There's nothing it won't try to do. Pixie Punkcraft said in Florida, Pornhub has a your state wants to give your ID each time you want to visit adult sites, contact your reps and tell them it's idiotic message still.
Yep. Good.
But does it also have a thing where you can put in your ID to get past that? Because I thought that was one of the sites that did actually ask you for an ID if you're in Texas or you're in Florida, even like with a VPN. Oh, Joey, my man. Woo! Joey. Thank you for the $5 super chat. He said, hey, Ox, look up the Fathead Phantom. It passes the phantom power to the mic. Well, okay, so Joey, he already has phantom power to the mic. Otherwise, we wouldn't hear him. So he doesn't need a preamp. He already has the preamp built into the Go XLR. So if you had a mic, if you had like an XLR mixer board that did not supply phantom power, then he would need an inline phantom power source like the Fathead. And if he had a microphone that didn't use phantom power, like it was a dynamic mic, then he'd need a preamp, which would be the Cloud Lifter. So, but luckily he doesn't need any of those things because it turns out this microphone just uses 48 volt phantom power, which is the Go XLR provides. So he's good to go. So the Cloud Lifter was kind of like chasing a red herring. Like you probably, it could have saved you having to buy that cable if we had to just look that up and been like, hey, does Cloud Lifter work with this? Oh, it's the Wiener Dog. We love the Wiener Dog around here. Wiener Dog is life. Okay. Wiener Dog is life. Let me go into, I think I missed. Yeah, I did miss one of Don T. Kellogg's $10 super chats earlier. So he said, when I moved to Linux full time, oh, wow, you're brave. He said, I streamlined my audio setup. I'm masturbating, replacing my SM7B and getting the headphones you guys have. It's a debate monitor sound or EQ sound. You know, I mean, by the way, just so you know, we do have different headphones and we figured out what the differences were, I think 2 streams ago. And that is, I have the HD 600s. These have a completely flat sound. They're like studio monitors for mastering audio. Ox has the 650s, which are more of a colored sound with deeper bass and a warmer sound. So these 600s flat, Ox is more of a warm, better suited for listening to music is what they're advertised as anyways. But one of these times when I get together with Ox, I want to do an A/B test. I want to go back and forth and see if there is like a very noticeable difference. I'd really like to know.
Probably not.
We love pets. I have cats myself. I'm also a cat person, but I'll be honest. I would love to have a dog. I'm not in a position right now to walk it because of how fucked up my back is and stuff. But who knows? Maybe one day. Let's see here. What's up, nerds? Vintage Gamer said, hey, same old, brother. Just doing the surviving thing. True Tech said Florida is a dangerous place. If you touch yourself personally, it leads to blindness.
Oh.
Dude, I've only been to Florida once in my life, and it was to get married, and then I quickly came back home. So I was like, once is enough. I will say Disney World was pretty cool though. Like I do prefer Disney World over Disneyland. Like all day, every day. But Florida, the humidity alone is enough to make me not want to go there again.
Oh, I bet.
Dude, it was so bad. I want to go. I have to imagine that there's a season where the humidity is not too bad. Please tell me the humidity isn't like that year round.
It's the whole freaking state is a giant swamp. Why would it ever be not?
Dude, it was so bad. It was so bad. I remember I walked out. We land and we get off the airplane. They open the front door on the airplane and we're sitting like in the back of the airplane, right? They open the front door on the airplane and we instantly just get hit with like a cloud forming in the airplane. And I was like, what the shit? Did the AC fail or something? No, it was literally just the condensation from that heat, that hot, humid air hitting the dry, cold air. Yeah.
Yep.
And so then we get out of the plane, we go inside of the terminal, and it was nice. The terminal was nice, you know, it was air conditioned and everything. But I remember when the sliding doors opened up to walk out when we were following the guy in the suit. We had like this driver, he's probably about 400 pounds, wearing a black suit, and in the middle of summer.
Okay.
And we follow him out the door. The door opened up, and I just got hit with like this thick, watery. I almost couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
It was like my breathing was labored. And then I went to take a picture of something, and I put it up, and I looked through the viewport, and it's just completely blurry. The inside of my lens had water in it.
Oof.
And so the driver said, "Oh yeah, that happens to everybody." He's like, just get it back to your hotel and set it on the AC. He's like, just set it on the AC in the room and let it draw the moisture out of it, and it'll be fine. And thankfully it was. But I was like, I did not expect for the humidity to be so high that my lens instantly fogged up. And then it took a day for my lens to acclimate to where it would stop doing that. But yeah, I wasn't a fan. I wasn't a fan. I'd imagine if you lived there your whole life, you wouldn't notice. But I wonder what it feels like for somebody coming from Florida to like Washington. Or Florida to Southern California where it's like or Arizona where it's a dry heat, right? Like wet heat and dry heat, two different things. Like I can handle 90 degrees of dry heat all day long. I can't even handle like 70 degrees of humid heat.
There's still a point where it doesn't matter how dry, it's still fucking hot. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been to Vegas in the middle of August and it's hot.
Never again. I will never do that again.
I've been to Mexico in August and it was humid and gross and hot.
Yeah.
I lived in Northern California for 3 years, and there's like a couple weeks every year where it's like 105 and it's hot and it's dry and it sucks. It's hot. It's like so hot that you feel the light pushing on you, kind of like hot and bright, and it sucks. Like, and then your Starbucks AC for the whole building dies, and so for 4 days it's fucking 98 degrees.
Oh man.
This fucking cafe. And you're working a hot, steamy espresso machine and shit. No, I don't care dry or wet. It's after about 80, it doesn't matter. It's fucking hot and it sucks.
Dude, I couldn't handle Vegas. I went to Vegas in the dead of summer because it was cheap.
No,
it was cheap, and I was like, "Oh man,
wants to be there."
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. People selling $8 waters. Like on the side of the road, they look like refilled bottles of like tap water. They're charging $8, and people are lining up to buy it because they're dying.
It was like midnight. We're walking around like on the strip or something. It was like midnight, and it's still like 98 degrees. It's ridiculous. It's nighttime. This is a desert. It's supposed to get cold in the desert time.
Yep.
Well, you're in a freaking concrete jungle, so the streets and everything absorbs all that heat and just radiates all the time.
I want to say it was like when I went there in the summer, it was 120 during the day, and it got down to maybe 99 at night. Like it was still significantly cooler, but not by anybody's standards. Like it was still just sweltering heat. And I remember I couldn't even walk between the buildings. This is back when I was in way better shape. I couldn't even walk between the buildings without just getting completely winded because it was so fucking hot. And so I paid to get that tram thing that they have that goes between Mandalay Bay, and then it goes through the Luxor, and then I think it goes to like one other hotel. I paid for the pass the whole rest of the time I was there. I just rode the air conditioned train between the three places, and if I had to get any further down, I paid to use the other tram, and I'd transfer inside of the hotel. So I never went outside. Like I learned after the first day, I was like, nope, I'm just gonna pay the money and just ride up and down on the tram. And back then, they would let those stupid people on the tram that try to like flick the little porn tickets at you and try to sell you water. And it was like, you're just getting harassed the entire time you're there. But last time I went to Vegas, they must have solved that because I didn't see a single person on any of the trains doing anything like that. Like they were really good about policing it the second time I went there. But yeah, the first time I was like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. But you know what's funny about Vegas is I've been there 3 times, which is more than I've been to almost any other place, really.
And
I hate it. What's that? Oh, did it finally show up? Oh my God. Oh my God. It literally just showed up. Wow. Wow, little late.
See it in there.
Oh my freaking God, dude. Are you serious? Oh, Joey, awesome. Thank you for that $5. He said, he was the one that said look up the fat head thing. Appreciate the support, man. Yeah, we appreciate all you guys, even when the bot's not working and we got to call it out manually.
Have you seen the snow in Kamchatka? That sounds Russian. Is that Russia?
Never heard of that. It snowed 1 month of snow over there a day. Oh my God.
Kamchatka. That sounds Russision.
Is that like up by Siberia or whatever? Like where it's just always 100%. Freaking cold?
With low humidity, you can escape some of the heat. Yeah, that's true. That's true. At least the low humidity does kind of help because the evaporative part, right? You'll sweat and even just a light breeze will help you make you feel a little cooler.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, man. Hot's hot, dude. Like I said, after about 80 degrees, it doesn't matter. It's hot is hot.
True. The hottest place I've ever been, though, as far as not humidity, I'd say I'd still take Vegas 120 degrees over like 100-degree Florida soaking wet.
Oh, sure. Ugh. Yeah,
So
I just feel icky when it's
you
high
feel gross.
humidity.
You just feel, you're sweat through all your clothes. You're always damp. You're always sticky.
Dirty. Yeah.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But I'll tell you what, Vegas was the hottest place I'd ever been, where it hit, I think it was 120 in the shade during the day.
Yeah.
And I was like, how the fuck do people even survive? Like, I didn't even know it could get that hot.
Yeah.
And then I went to the coldest place I've ever been, is Minnesota by far.
Oh, yeah?
So I went to Minnesota when the wind chill was negative 60. And I had never experienced anything like that in my life before. Like, I remember we went to see Brett Favre's last game, right?
Uh-huh.
And the Metrodome. And it was funny, like literally the day after we returned home, the Metrodome roof caved in. So that was when that big Metrodome roof caved in. Yeah,
Nice.
that was literally the day after I got back from that game. And I never watched football. I just went because my buddies talked me into it. They're like, hey, we got an extra ticket to the game. If you just buy a airplane ticket or whatever, you can come with us and we'll make a weekend out of it. And so we go to Minnesota, and he said, just make sure it's cold. Make sure you pack your snowboard clothes. And I'm like, snowboard clothes? Like, I'm not going to walk around with snowboard clothes on in Minnesota. Or oh my God. Yes, I did.
Yeah, dude.
Yes, the second I got there, I literally put on my snowboard clothes. Like as soon as I got off the airplane, once I experienced how cold it was outside, I went right back into the terminal and literally got dressed right there.
Dude, it's because it comes literally straight down from the Arctic.
Oh, God, dude.
From the North Pole, basically, right from the top, straight down.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
I have never shivered so bad in my entire life. I thought I would need to go to the hospital. I was shaking so bad. We were sitting. So basically, we get on this tram that takes us from the airport to like the city center place, right?
Right.
And then we're waiting for the bus to get there to pick us up to take us the rest of the way to the hotel. And we must have been at this bus stop for 15 minutes. During that 15 minutes, I was so cold. And I'm wearing full snowboard gear. I got my snowboard jacket on. I got my snowboard pants. And whenever the wind blew, because there was constant wind, but you'd get a gust, it felt like you were naked. You're wearing full snowboard clothes, and it was like you were naked. Oh, little doggy in the background. He's cute. Yeah. So I had never experienced that before, where you are fully clothed, but you feel like you're just standing naked in a freezer. It was intense. We even tried to go to a bar. We tried to go to a bar that night. We got to the hotel and we got settled. We tried to go out to the bar. We had all of our snowboard clothes on, our top, everything except for goggles and like gloves. I don't think I had gloves on. And we walked a block and a half and had to turn back and go back because we couldn't make it to the bar. That's how cold it was. Like, we panicked, turned around, and went back to the hotel because we didn't want to die. Jeez. And the weirdest thing is, you look around and all the natives are like wearing like jeans and like a shirt. Mm-hmm. And they're just walking around. They're like totally fine. You get used to it. You definitely get used to it. Yeah. So
it's remarkable what the human body can adjust to.
Yeah, but negative 60, that's the coldest place I've ever been. And that was wind. That was the wind. Like when it gusted. When it wasn't gusting, it was like negative 20. Oof. And I've experienced that. Like here in Washington, we've had a couple of years. They're rare, but we've had a couple of years where it's gotten down to almost 0 degrees.
Yeah, it's been pretty cold.
But I don't think we've ever had a negative. Like we might have had a negative wind chill, but I don't think we've ever had like a negative ambient.
Yeah,
and
not that I'm aware of.
So in Minnesota, that just blew my mind. Like you'd get frost. You get frost on your hairs on your lip just from breathing out your nose.
That's happened quite a bit, even around here. If it gets cold enough.
Oh wow, yeah,
that'll happen to me.
That's the first time that's ever happened. I've gone snowboarding to all the resorts here in Washington and Oregon. I've never had that happen where I've had ice accumulate.
There've been a couple times I go just what is it, the tubing up in Snoqualmie, and yeah, just breathing heavy. It'll start like at first I can feel it's wet, but then like if I just am hanging out and I pay attention, I'm breathing, it'll freeze and get crystally for sure.
Ian, he said the problem is snowboard clothes that it's not that warm. It's a sports gear. When your body is in cardio mode while you slide, you don't sweat. For regular walk, you need warmer stuff. Well, just keep in mind that under my snowboarding gear, I was wearing full long johns, and over that I was wearing jeans and I was wearing a sweater. So I literally had long johns, jeans and sweater, and my snowboarding jacket and my pants all sealed up and buttoned with all the vents closed. And I was still losing it. What's that?
The few times that it's gotten real icy here the last couple of years, that's what I'll do. I'll double up on socks. I got my nice boots, and then pull my snow pants over the jeans. I got like the overalls with the bib and stuff. and then my Arborwear pullover sweater or hoodie, and then I have the heavier armor, the Arborwear like canvas jacket that goes over that.
Yep.
Occasionally I've done a balaclava, but that gets weird with the beard and stuff. And then I have these really nice goggles.
When I snowboard, I always wear a balaclava because the wind will burn my skin.
The beanie, and then I got the back of the head earmuff thingies and nice gloves. As long as I can keep my feet and hands warm, I tend to be okay.
Yep. I always run hot when I snowboard too. Like I'll literally unzip my coat and just leave it unzipped the whole time I'm snowboarding.
Yeah.
Because if I zip it up and I pull like the little bib across or whatever and connect it and zip it up, it just gets way too freaking hot. I miss that so much though. Like that's the thing go ahead.
You gotta leave us again.
The thing I miss absolutely the most, before my back got so fucked up, was snowboarding. Snowboarding was my jam. Out of all the cool shit that I've done, snowboarding was the thing that I loved the most. Like there was one season I went, I think 24 times. I went snowboarding, which I know there's people that do it a lot more than that, live close to resorts and everything. But for having to drive like an hour and a half to get to a resort, going 24 times in the season was a pretty big deal for me. And that was awesome. I freaking loved it. It was one of the few years I actually got a season pass. So I really wanted to like abuse it. And I'd go snowboard as much as I possibly could. But sadly, I'll never snowboard again. QA Library, thank you for the £2. He said, reports are saying ChatGPT cache will last to 2027. That kind of surprises me, actually. Like, I thought that they were already complaining about a potential bubble burst and like going broke. And plus, don't they require Azure, like Microsoft Azure, to host all their stuff? Like, I'm pretty sure all their hosting is through Microsoft. So they're pretty much at Microsoft's will. Like, if they can't afford to maintain themselves, Microsoft will just buy them out. As a matter of fact, that's probably Microsoft's plan the entire time, is to make, ChatGPT so dependent on them, limit how far that they can compete so that they can't get too far ahead and buy themselves out of debt with Microsoft, so that Microsoft ultimately can pick them up when they're circling the drain and the investors force them to sell to Microsoft. I could see something like that happening. But, of course, Microsoft wouldn't be the only ones bidding. Like, of course, everybody else would be bidding, too, so Microsoft would have to pay way over retail for it. Vintage Gamer said, I miss skateboarding. Over the last 25 years, I got fat, so now there's no skateboards that hold me. I mean, right now, I couldn't snowboard because of my size, but the truth is, when I was 40 pounds lighter than this, I used to snowboard. It was just when the sciatic nerve got so bad in my back and that bone spur just kept growing. On L4, I got to the point where it's like I just can't stand at any weight for any period of time. Otherwise, it just compresses that nerve and it just gets more and more compressed, so I have to take constant breaks. So the best I could ever do is maybe get up on the board and go for maybe like 2-3 minutes, and then have to like sit down, take a break, go for 2-3 minutes. And truthfully, towards the end when I was snowboarding, that's what I was having to do anyways, because my back was so bad. Like it was hard for me to do an entire run before my back would go out. So I had to like make sure I didn't hit that limit so that I didn't get stranded on the mountain and I could still drive myself home. Hey, J Miller Design, my man. Woo! Thank you for the $10 super chat. You lovely person, you. He said, hey guys, have you seen that Dell 52-inch 6K monitor? Yeah, didn't Linus review it? I want to say I watched Linus's video on that one. He said, I've been waiting for that format forever, but is it worth the high price tag? Working in the creative field, it seems like a dream. Well, first of all, if I remember, isn't that monitor like $3,000 or something? I want to say it's some ridiculous amount of money. Like I want to say the price instantly puts it out of the league of like pretty much any gamers or anything like that. So let's see here. Dell 52 6K. So it's the Dell Ultra Sharp 52 Thunderbolt hub monitor. How much is that thing going for? So if you buy it directly from Dell, 6K IPS panel, resolution 6144 by 2560, 120 hertz. Okay, so it's only 3840 by 2060, so even higher. Damn, that's super fucking high resolution. It's 100. It can do 120 hertz at 6K. That's insane. 99% DCI P3 and 100% sRGB. Okay, so this is like definitely a monitor for like doing cinema work and stuff like that. This is like the monitor you'd have if you're editing movies for like a movie theater. Let's see, integrated speakers, 140 watts, 2,000. I was right. It's about $3,000. So 2,899 from Dell. Holy shit, that's expensive. And to get 6K, you'd have to use DisplayPort, right? I don't think HDMI 2.1 can carry. No, it can carry 6K. Never mind. It can carry 8K at 60. So I'd imagine it could do, but how is it doing 6K at 120? That must be DisplayPort. Here, how do you connect this thing? So it's got 2 HDMI ports on it. They can support up to 6144 by 2560 at 120 hertz VRR. Oh, never mind. So HDMI 2.1 fully supports that. Okay, never mind. So you can do it over HDMI. It's got 2 display ports, HDCP 2.2 and DisplayPort 1.4. It's got 4 USB Type-A 10 gigabit downstream ports. It's got 3 USB-C 10 gigabyte upstream ports. So it basically has a massive powered USB hub built into it. It's got 1 Thunderbolt 40 gigabyte upstream port. So for like DisplayPort, so if you want to use it with like a Mac. 1 RJ45 Ethernet port. That's kind of interesting. I wonder why it has an Ethernet port. It must have like some onboard thing to update the firmware or something. That's weird. Usually they just do that over like Wi-Fi or something. 1 USB Type-A 10 gigabit downstream port with battery charging 1.2, so a high battery power charging port, and 2 USB-C 10 gigabyte downstream ports, power delivery up to 27 watts. So yeah, this is like the monitor to end all monitors if you wanted to put this on your desk. Here's a link if you guys are wondering what we're talking about here in chat. This is like this is a holy grail monitor. So, you know, flawless color. So that this actually supports 100% of BT709 and sRGB, which means like for HDR content, it's flawlessly displaying the colors in contrast exactly like it should be seen. So this is a fully color calibrated panel. I don't know how bright it is. How bright is it? Let me see. Does it say how many nits of brightness this thing has? Integrated USB hub. Surprisingly, they don't list that. Oh no, I didn't scroll down far enough. Hold on. So it's 21 by 9 ultra wide, 52-inch diagonal, IPS, so really wide pixel pitch. It's got a 5 millisecond pixel response time, which is actually pretty substandard compared to other gaming monitors. But again, this isn't a gaming monitor, but 5 ms is still fast. Like, it's beyond human perception. Let's see what else we got here. Anti-glare, low reflection, eye comfort technology, low blue light, color calibration. Picture by picture, so you can feed 2 separate HDMI sources to it and have them be side by side like dual monitor. Let's see what else we got. Come on, where's the fucking 400 CDM2 brightness and a 2001 contrast ratio. So it's not the brightest thing in the world. Because my monitors I have right now, these are 400 CDM2 and they're not that bright. So this definitely isn't like, you know, this isn't going to be like blowing your eyeballs out of their socket. But shit, $3,000. That's a lot of money to spend on a single monitor, if you ask me. I mean, shit, you can buy, you know, a fucking 8K, you know, 8K 60 hertz Samsung panel that's like 72 inches or 83 inches for like $3,000. Now, it's not going to be 100% sRGB, right? But that just, I don't know. $3,000 seems like a little bit of a hefty price tag. LG RFBS said, can we assume you're talking about temperature in Fahrenheit? Oh, when I was talking about how cold it was, yes, it was Fahrenheit. It wasn't Celsius. Vintage Gamer said, I'm still agile at 400 pounds. I walk everywhere, but it's just a matter of skateboards being made of thin wood. You know, they do make fiberglass skateboards that are much stronger. They're not as common, but you can definitely buy fiberglass skateboards. I definitely wouldn't want to fall on the pavement at 400 pounds, though. That for me, I wouldn't do that personally because that's asking for it. TrueTech said, I'm considering a MetaQuest 3 VR headgear and a $10 line tracing app to make wall murals any size on walls of barns. Go for it, dude. I actually like the Quest 3. I think the Quest 3 is the best. I mean, I got one sitting literally right here. So I think the Quest 3 is the best all-around VR headset there is. Like it checks all the. It's not excellent at everything. It's just, but it's like it's above average across the board on everything, and that makes it really convenient. It makes it comfortable. I mean, honestly, I can't think of any like super downsides to it as far as like across the board being average. But if you want something that's like super good in one specific area, then that's not the headset for you. Like for me, the headset that has like the best, like the Quest 3 has washed out contrast and low brightness because of the pancake lenses and how much light they suck up. This right here, this uses conventional Fresnel lenses. This is a PSVR 2. And this sucker uses not IPS. It uses OLED panels. And so the color saturation and black levels are so perfect that when you're playing any game at night, like flying in Flight Simulator or playing a racing game where it's at night, the lights from everything and the light sources, they look absolutely real. So yeah, the PSVR 2 does have a cord. That is true. And again, that's why I said like this is my go-to for like everything equal, because you can play games on PC over Ethernet, or sorry, not over Ethernet, over wireless with no lag. You can play wired via USB tethered to a laptop or a PC. You can play completely standalone games on it because it's battery powered and has a built-in computer. You can control your PC remotely with it. The only thing you can't do with this is play like Gran Turismo on PS5 because it's not supported, right? But other than that, this does like everything everywhere. Take it on a flight, take it on trips, go outside in the middle of your yard and just play connected to your computer upstairs, playing Half-Life Alyx, at full resolution without having the lighthouses and shit be a requirement. I mean, it's just the Quest 3 is a fantastic VR headset if you're getting into VR and you just want something that's just average across the board for everything that's like not too crazy priced. I will say though that the thumbsticks on the controllers wear out within a year. If you play, frequently, you will kill the thumbstick in a year. These are the weak point of all these controllers, and the controllers are very expensive. So you gotta be willing to tear them apart and solder in new thumbsticks for about $20. Because if you don't, you buy these things cost like 2/3 of the cost of the headset. J Miller Design said, I got 2 Quests, a 2 and a 3. I actually have a 1, 2, and 3, and I absolutely love them. Let's see here. You never use them. They're collecting dust. I can't find anything worth doing after playing Alyx. Hey, J Miller Design, if you don't like those Quest 3 controllers, feel free to send them over because mine are dead. Well, they're not dead. I still use them for Beat Saber, but I can't play any of the games that use the stick, sadly, because the stick's dead on both of them. So I had to set the dead zone to 99% so it wouldn't just randomly scroll through the menus and make clicking noises every time I try to play Beat Saber. But yeah, you said, wait, you can't find anything worth doing after Alyx? Dude, I love playing Dirt Rally in VR. I love playing Flight Simulator 2024 in VR. Kayak VR is fucking amazing. Although I play that usually on the PSVR too, just because the fidelity of the image and the color and everything is a big part of the experience. It's like photorealistic. Beat Saber, I can't get enough of Beat Saber. I will say that Alyx is a magnum opus. Like, as far as VR experiences, Half-Life Alyx is probably one of the best VR experiences you will ever have, even today, after all these years. But no, I still love my Quest 3. I use it for Beat Saber almost every day. I mean, you can watch movies in it. Watching movies in VR is actually a lot of fun. You can watch porn in it. VR porn is a trip. If you've never tried that, it's weird. It's super duper weird, but it's like, the first time you look down and you screw up and open the wrong file and realize you have boobs and a vagina, that's a little bit of a weird experience. I'm just going to heads up, make sure you check the title and you read it carefully before you open it. You can give yourself some PTSD pretty quick. J Miller Design said, I have a PC that can drive Flight Sim, but I get so bored after Alyx. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Have you ever tried even socializing stuff, like playing Rec Room and VR chat and stuff like that, and meeting up people and playing all the room games and stuff? That actually is a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun doing that. My son does that every day. My son is in VR literally for 4 to 6 hours every single day, playing VR, and he jumps around between the social stuff and hanging out with people and playing standalone games that he really, really enjoys. He's also started getting into Beat Saber, which I'm really thrilled about. Legendary Tales is nice on PSVR 2. I haven't tried that one yet, Zombie Crusher. I'll have to check that out. What kind of game is it? Kyudon said, I got so bored of VR, and I have a Quest 2 and a Quest 3. They've been collecting dust in my closet. Dude, you got to use it. You got to put it on and use it. That's the problem with VR, is if you set it down, you don't use it for a while, you just kind of forget about it. But once you put it back on and you rediscover it, it always drags you back in. Might only be for a period of time, but it will drag you back in. Jailer just says, about your age, Jerry, and also dealing with constant back issues. Gabapentin is a daily thing for me. Same here. I'm 6'5" and 225 pounds, and I wouldn't want to fall off a skateboard. I know, right? Like honestly, on the pavement, fuck yourself up really bad, especially being older. Let's see here. Agree. It really is the best game ever made since the VR space. Yeah, I hope that they make another Alyx, or just another Half-Life in general. Because the VR, I have to say the control. How intuitive the controls were in Half-Life Alyx is what really made that game for me. Especially if you had the knuckle controllers. Playing it with the knuckle controllers, I wish I could have used these with the PSVR too. Because these knuckle controllers, it's like the game was designed for it, because it tracks all your fingers independently and your thumb. so it can track distance. So you can like literally like grab stuff in the game and like utilize it, and you know, and you flip people off if you want to in the game, and it's fucking awesome. Hi, how's it going there, brother?
I'm good.
Oh, you looking good? You got some rosy cheeks there, mister. I'm just kidding.
Oh, my brother swung by. I had to give him my angle grinder and stuff. Show him the
that's
place
cool.
real fast.
Cool. I had to come by and borrow some of the toolsies, huh?
Yeah.
It happens. We're just talking about VR, and there's a bunch of people in chat saying they don't play VR anymore and they got bored with it. And I'm like, what are you doing, man? VR's awesome.
It's lame.
Hey, Jay Miller Design. Have you ever seen like an actual VR porn? I'm gonna be honest, because everybody tells me that VR headsets are boring. I wonder if they haven't tried that, because even though it's kind of gimmicky, and you do kind of get bored of it, and after a while you're like, I don't like being blind in my environment. It's an experience that is you can't even prepare yourself for. It is so wildly
VR
different.
is super cool. I'll say I've said this. I'm sure we've talked about VR a bunch of times. VR is really cool. It is freaking rad. As long as like they've improved a crazy amount over the last like 8 years or whatever, since like the first like HTC Vive and stuff. Super great. The thing is, it's just a gimmick. It's like 3D TV, man. There's nothing. There's no hook. There's no like need, no consumer need for it. There's nothing about it that you can't get in a more smooth user experience from just a nice monitor. Honestly,
not Beat Saber. There is no analog for Beat Saber. Period.
Okay, but again, that's a gimmick, right? Like there, you could.
Well, Wii Bowling's a gimmick too, but everybody played Wii Bowling the whole time they owned the damn thing.
Yeah,
you know?
but I would say but again, that's to me that, or like the Kinect, the Xbox Kinect, that was a better use of the same sort of gimmick that the VR gives you. I'm guarantee there was like Fruit Ninja. You could do that on an Xbox Kinect. You could do that on the Wii, right?
The thing with Beat Saber though is like you have the 3D depth perception, and in order to like swing the sticks in real time and everything, having that 1-to-1 thing is a big part of it. Like I couldn't get that on a screen. Like I just could not get that on a screen.
That's true, I suppose.
And the other big thing is playing like Rec Room.
The Kinect though had a great way of doing it when it beamed out, because it beams out that infrared, those dots, and then the camera and that has depth and stuff. It could read you in 3D space.
It was laggy though. It was really laggy.
Yeah, again, and there was one dude. I remember one guy. He turned the thing around. He took the Wii bar and took the IR blasters.
Yeah. Yep.
They were IR blasters. He put it on a hat. And then he would put the Wii Mote on the top of a monitor, and because it's got 2 IR blasters on it, and he did his fucking software wizardry, he had like a 3D space in the monitor, because it would like parallax and stuff based on the hat, like the two dots on the hat.
Yep.
That's rad.
He did what is it, like head tracking, and then based on where your head
thing.
So actually I did experience that. I never did it with that, but when I was when I worked at Microsoft, they always had these what were they called? There was a name for it, but they had like a pavilion set up out on the soccer field, and Microsoft employees could go and look at what MS Research was working on, like the stuff that wasn't public, like Skunkworks shit.
Yeah.
And one of the Skunkworks projects they had was this really cool thing that you put on your head. It was a head tracker, but it used this neodymium magnet, this little itty bitty magnet. So you didn't have to wear anything heavy or bulky on your head. It was just this magnet. And then there was a magnetometer that you set on top of your monitor. Then you just calibrated. You just moved your head to the 4 corners. You did the calibration, and then you could do this, and it would show you a scene like you'd be in a house looking out a window. And you could go like this and look out the side of the window, or you could go here and look out the side of the window. And after you moved a little, it became more and more 3D the more you moved your head. And then pretty soon your brain completely bought it as 3D, even though it was showing one image and it wasn't giving different images to the eyes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody's really followed up on that, because now we got these huge screens.
It's only one person.
That's true. Only the one person can experience it.
Because they tried that with some of the 3D TVs, and you can do the eye tracking, right? And it makes it look 3D, but it's only good for one person. You can't have three people, because it wigs out. It can't track all the eyes and give you the right. They've done all kinds of weird trickery with that too, where like they've done like these weird micro shutters, so that like it would try to angle the light toward each individual person coming out.
I
of the
remember
screen,
that. They
and it
actually
doesn't
Sony
work.
sold a TV
Weird.
that did that.
Yeah, but that's when you get the weird shutter thing, and you got to
Yeah.
wear like the special glasses, and it's just super weird. It's not.
Dude, they had that in the I remember one of the Cadillac Escalades came with that too, where it had a screen that came down in the front, but they didn't want the driver watching TV while the passenger was watching TV.
Oh, sure.
So it had
Then
that
it's-
weird
so it's
thing where
got
the,
like
the passenger saw a different image on the same screen as the driver did. The driver just saw a
Man.
black screen, but the passenger saw the regular screen. And then when it was stopped, then the driver could see the same thing. So it did like this weird thing where it split the image in like two different directions. But
Yeah.
and I do know for a while, I remember one of the CESs that I went to had a demo where you could sit down and watch TV and it looked 3D without any glasses.
Mm-hmm.
And what it did is the TV would eye track the people in the room, and it had that weird thing where it could give a different image to different people sitting. You had to be sitting a ways apart. You couldn't be like right next to each other.
Right.
But it would track your eyes so you could get up and move around the room, and you'd continuously see the same image. Whereas the other people were seeing something different as they were walking around the room, and as long as you didn't cross paths or get too close, it worked.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like there's just too much limits on it.
Yeah, it never caught on. But the thing is, like, I absolutely love VR, and I'll tell you what I do most in VR. Because again, I think for VR to really work for somebody, there has to be something that has infinite replay value, right? To you, otherwise you're gonna eventually hit a point where you're just not gonna play it anymore, right? For me, that infinite replay value is Dirt. So on PC, it's what is it? Dirt 2 for rally racing and WRC, and on PlayStation, it's Gran Turismo 7. And I play the shit out of those games, and I only play them like really in VR because like playing them. Like
that'd be cool. Racing,
it's so amazing, dude. It's sitting in the racing simulator, full force feedback steering wheel. And you're like, dude, yeah, I don't have a motion. I don't have a motion thing hooked up yet, but I do have like shakers I'm gonna put on there.
Yeah, I'd take even one of those like base shaker things. Fuck, my buddy's got one he puts under his
They're called butt kickers.
That's it. That's it. Yep.
So
he's got one under his couch that is for. It's dude.
Yeah, I have 5 butt kickers and then 2 of the really big pancake ones that you can put on like furniture to shake it.
There you go.
Like a subwoofer. And so the plan with the racing simulator is I was waiting to build the new one. I still have it one I've had for like 5 years that I haven't put together. That's a 60/40 aluminum extrusion, like a really beefy one. But I have my old simulator that I still use today that I put all the new shit on. And I'm like, I want to put the base shakers on there because there's a software called SimVibe. And what you do is you hook up another sound card and then it changes the signals that it sends to the speaker. Like, it doesn't just send the game sound to the speaker. It takes telemetry from the game and then generates sine waves to shake them at different vibrations and intensities. So you can put them on all 4 corners and it can actually simulate things like if your front tire locks up under braking because it hits a loose patch. It can actually make the front of the simulator shake where that tire is locking up. You put one on the under the shifter, and when you shift, the transmission actually clunks. And if you miss a gear, it'll do a really violent so that you missed the gear, so you can pop it out and pop it back in again go. So I want to get that hooked up. I have all the shit to make it happen. It's just a matter of being able to put it together and programming it. So, but that'd be fun. And the cool thing. Oh, go ahead.
I do think that the frame, the Steam frame, that's their new VR headset. I think that'll, again, depending how much it costs, will be a kind of a game changer in a way. It looks light enough. It looks, robust. They got was it foveated streaming so that like it can look at where your eyes are looking, and so like only some of it is super clear, right? It like that kind of thing.
Yep.
I think they're gonna do a good job.
I think it'll be great, but every headset has its strengths and weaknesses. But I think Steam is probably the one that I mean, look what they did with Alex. They were the first ones to create a headset and a game that went together. Yeah. And it ended up being like the best VR game of all time, and most people agree.
I dig this too because like it's a standalone device, so you don't need the PC, and it'll still do like a flat screen as well. So like if you're playing just Hades or something, it'll just be a big giant fucking screen in front of you.
I actually do that with my Quest 3. I have a thing called Virtual Desktop installed on my PC upstairs and in my bedroom. all I have to do is put this on, and I just click a button on my controller, and I can remote desktop to either of my PCs open games and make the screen as big, as close, or as far away as I want. Just sit there and play with the controller.
That's rad.
And it's awesome. I can be in my bedroom over the network, no wires, and I'm playing games on my PC upstairs. And the cool thing is it works for both VR and flat screen games. So if I want to do like a Nintendo emulator, I can play Mario Brothers on a 100-inch screen in a movie, sitting in a movie theater, and I can pick any seat I want to sit in the movie theater. And so I can do that. And the sound will even be like with the movie theater, like you turn your head and the stereo will change. It's pretty fucking cool. Dude. It's really fucking cool. But then the VR games, if you want to play in VR mode, it does that over the network also, where it's like Half-Life Alyx is running on my PC upstairs. Yeah. I'm wireless over my network with no perceivable lag, playing it in full VR at like 90 frames per second at full resolution. It's super fucking badass. So that's like, I feel like a lot of the reasons why people get bored with VR is because they just really haven't like explored a lot of the scenarios that you can use it for. One of the ones that a lot of people just skip over is like Rec Room. Rec Room, that's a kid game. No, it isn't. It's amazing. Rec Room is a great social experience. It's like everything that failed with like VR chat and Roblox.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you go into Rec Room, you meet good people. It's very well moderated. There's adult areas, kid areas. The games are really cool. Like my son showed me a game in actually, no, this one was in VR chat, because I didn't know VR chat had games. I thought VR chat was just environments, right? So there was a game he showed me, and it was literally like Wave Racer. It was like, remember like Nintendo 64 Wave Racer? Imagine that in full 3D, where you're literally on the jet ski, controlling it with the controllers. Like you got your controllers, and you're sitting there in the VR, like riding on the waves, like turning, you know, and hitting your throttles with your stick and everything, and chasing each other and getting power-ups like Mario Kart. I was like, somebody made this? This is fucking amazing. Cool. So you can just go in there, jump in there with friends, and go play a bunch of party games. And I think that's neat. You know, I really think that's neat. If you want to watch a movie with friends, you can do that. Like the movie app, you can invite your friends through like MetaQuest app, and they show up in a room. And then as long as everybody has that movie, I think everybody has to have that movie. But then you play it, and it syncs it between all of you, and you're like literally sitting in the movie theater next to each other, and you can talk to each other while you're literally watching a movie in a movie theater. So I think there's a lot of value beyond just it being a gimmick, especially when it comes to the racing simulation and the flight simulation. Flight simulators in VR, there is just nothing like that. Like I know some people do, like I did the triple monitor setup of 52-inch, 54-inch screens, and it was awesome for a really long time. But once you play in VR, it is a whole different animal. Sitting in the cockpit of an airplane, being able to like look up and down over the windows at things, and look down at the controls and actually reach out with the like pick up the Joy-Con. Like I have a Joy-Con sitting here in Flight Simulator, and all I have to do is I got my sticks and I'm flying. If I need to change flaps or something, I could bind it to a button, or if I want it to be realistic, I just reach down, grab my controller off my desk, which I can see in the game because it's got a halo around it. I pick it up, and then I can use it as my hand to click buttons and flip switches in the cockpit. So like if I'm flying a 747, I want to pull down the HUD, I can reach up, pull the HUD down. I can pull flaps with my little controller, pulling the thing and like use my hand and stuff. So you can actually control the plane just like you were like really controlling the real plane in real life. So in VR, if you can fly the plane in real life, you know where all the buttons are and shit to do it in reality. And I think that's super duper cool. I think that's just a lot of fun. And I think a lot of people that play VR, it's like they might play Beat Saber a little bit, and then they either love it or hate it. You know, I found it's one of those games. Some people can't stand it. Some people really love it, like me. But then you have situations where people play something like Half-Life Alyx, and they're like, well, nothing will ever beat that. So now it's kind of taking the wind out of it, right? Everything else is just second rate or second string. But then they might not experience like some of the stuff like there's a ISS experience that's really cool, where you can go to the International Space Station and do a spacewalk. And the depth perception is so you do get a little woozy. Like the first couple times I took Dramamine. The second time I did it, I was smart and took Dramamine. But I usually don't get motion sick. But that one, because of how far the Earth is away, like you definitely get that true depth perception. It does fuck with you a little bit. But being able to climb around the International Space Station with your own hands and grab onto the bars and like maneuver yourself around and look at everything in detail, that's fucking awesome. It's a neat experience.
It's gotta be pretty cool.
X-Plane is also amazing in VR for sure. But I will tell you what, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is the most eye candy flight simulator I've ever seen in VR. Like it is, like literally, it's damn near photorealistic at this point. It's insane. J Miller Design said the Index controllers are that much better for Alyx than the Quests. Nah, I mean they are and there aren't. It says remember reloading the gun with the Vive and banging them together. That is true. I will say this. I did play through Alyx only partially with the Index controllers using the Valve Index, because then I switched over to the PSVR 2 because it looks so much better. And so I suffered the PSVR 2 controllers through Alex, and yes, you do clink them together quite a bit. That's these ones if you want to know what he's talking about. So these are the PSVR 2 controllers. They got the halo around them.
I can see that, yeah.
So it makes them really good for tracking, but unfortunately, when you're in Half-Life Alyx and you're grabbing shit, sometimes you'll bang the halos together and stuff.
Sure.
So I will say that the Knuckles controllers do work better, and that's why I wish I could use these controllers with the game. But it's not that big of a deal. Like, honestly, the game itself is so well made. They even using the Quest controllers or using the PSVR 2 controllers, I played through the game just fine. And I had very, very minimal issues. Brad, but I will say the Knuckle controllers are on a whole different level. But you break those things and it's like a small fortune to replace them because they have like so many sensors in them. They're like, I think even today they're the most complex VR controller ever built.
Dang.
J Miller Design said the only one I got sick from the roller coaster simulator, the moment I took the heads off, I threw off. Yeah, no, roller coasters. If you have any motion sickness at all, never play a roller coaster simulator in VR. You'll probably never put on the VR headset again.
Oof.
I even get really, if I play a roller coaster simulator, which I've only done it maybe 3 times, and the entire time I've owned all my VR headsets, I look straight ahead, and I usually enable a feature if it has it where it puts a red dot, so you can focus on the red dot. The second you turn your head and look to the side while the roller coaster's going forward, it fucking puts you into vertigo.
The kit that I got came with the Horizon Zero Dawn like mountain climbing thing.
Yep.
And when I was first playing with it, I didn't have space enough to stand, so I put it in like sit mode. Right? You can tell it like, yeah, I'm just gonna sit in my chair. And yeah, dude. And I think it was partly because I hadn't dialed in like the view and all that stuff. And it made me nauseous. I got real weird motion sick kind of feeling. It kind of not quite a headache, but like almost dizzy feeling.
Yeah, you feel like that elevator legs when you get out of it.
It's totally because I didn't have I didn't set up the view thing right. And I think partly I was like forcing my eyes to focus and then also having to deal with like the weird mismatch of like my ears and my eyes telling me different information, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Hey, can you give me a second? I gotta go use the little boy's room.
Come on, man. Really?
Surprisingly, I don't have to urinate. I have to do the other thing. I'll be right back. I think my diabetes meds are doing the thing they said.
Oh yeah. PSVR 2. Yeah, that's the one. Well, I know that we both have that. That's I think what he showed before as well. Yeah, tried Gran Turismo on PSVR, but I could only stomach the go-kart. Huh. Wish Valve would even do more mini game type stuff. What was that tech demo with the Vive, the bows and arrows and stuff? Didn't they have some like circus? What am I trying to say? The Fairway or whatever, right? Where all the games and stuff. 2 VR, maybe that first janky PSVR used. Dude, the Quest, you could probably get a Quest 2 or a Quest 2 fairly cheap used. And those are, I've heard really good things about the Quest ones. The Quest 2 and the 3. The 3 is newer, of course, but you can probably find a Quest 2 for probably under $200. That was NVIDIA. Oh, okay. The circus thing was NVIDIA. I think a shooter would be cool. I remember playing with the HTC Vive DK, the DK kit 2, the second DK kit they did, or the DK developer kit that they put out. Played some zombie game.
You're talking about HTC Vive?
Yeah. It was the developer, the second developer kit. They had it at work. It's probably still in a box somewhere, actually. And they taped out a big square and stuff and set up the lighthouses and everything, and everybody got to play with it for a little bit. And that was my first play with like modern VR, because I played way back in the day as a little kid at the Pacific Science Center. They had the big, and everything's all blocked out and polygonal and stuff.
Oh yeah, the big garbage cans that hung from the ceiling that you put on your head.
Fucking gauntlets and things. And so the HTC, I was like, holy cow! And I was sold. Like it is a good thing, and they've come leaps and bounds. But it's still just a gimmick. It's still gimmicky. It is very cool. Don't get me wrong, and I love playing the boxing thing that I got on my PlayStation VR. Super fun. Duck and dodge and punching and stuff. It's a lot of fun. I should have spent a little more time seeing if there were any cool VR games for sale over the holiday, but
I mean, honestly, I find the free ones to be the most fun. Like Gorilla Tag, if you've never played that and you want an intense ass workout, that's fun.
Okay,
that's a lot of fun. I mean, I can't play it for shit because like after 5 minutes, I'm just dying and gasping for air. Randy NLA said I was very sick of playing GT7 on PSVR 2 for about 4 days at first. Oof. Ginger tablets helped settle the stomach, and I got used to it. Now I can go 10 hours straight with zero discomfort. Oh yeah, no, same with me. Same with me. The first time I tried VR, I was sensitive to motion sickness, and then I started taking Dramamine, ginger Dramamine, and that helped. And then after a while, it's a non-issue. Now I can literally jump on my sim, play Gran Turismo 7 in VR, and I have zero ill effects. I can get up and walk away 6 hours later, and I'm still fine.
It tends to be the mismatch between what your ears are telling you, your inner ear, your balance and stuff, and what your eyeballs are. That's why people will get sick reading in a car or like sitting in the back seat of a car.
Yep.
There's the can't handle the disconnect between what their ears and their eyes are telling their brain, and so the dissonance, the cognitive dissonance, like.
I did find a trick though that helps a lot of people. Doesn't help sadly it didn't work for David. I thought it would, but it didn't work for David. Is if you're gonna play VR and you have any kind of motion sickness and you're playing a standing game where you're standing up, place a mat under your feet where you can feel the edges of it. Like even a towel or something, just so you can feel the edges of it. And your body will lock to that. Like when you feel the perimeter of it, when you're in VR, your body will use that kind of as an indicator that you're not drifting left or drifting right or rotating.
Interesting.
And the other thing is put a fan right dead in front of you, restart and blow it at you, and then your body always knows where the wind's coming from relative to the game, and it locks the two together, and that made the hugest difference ever.
That makes a huge difference for sure. Just a bit of air movement around you, that can make a huge difference for sure.
So Jay Miller Design said, I love this question. He said, I know you and Xander love VR, but what about Miss Barnacles? Okay, Miss Barnacles could care less about VR. She'd just say cool and then never use it. Until I showed her the other day that she can watch Heated Rivalry. And I don't know why the women are going crazy over the show. It's like these two gay hockey rival dudes hooking up and doing each other like in every episode. Anyways, the ladies love it. They absolutely love it. So my wife, she loves this show. So I showed her, hey, look, in Quest 3, I handed her the headset, said, put this on. She's like, oh my God, you can watch this in here? Because she doesn't watch the show when Xander's awake. So she only watches it like when everybody's in bed, she'll watch it on her phone. I was like, you can watch it in a movie theater by yourself in VR. Nobody knows what you're watching. You got your earbuds in paired to it. You can sit there and watch whatever you want. You don't have to pause it. You don't have to do nothing. And if anybody comes in, you can just double tap the side and it opens to the world and pauses it. And you can talk to everybody, do everything, and go right back to it. As soon as I showed her that, she's like, hey, could you please set up the old VR headset for me? So I haven't done it yet, but she's like, yeah, now she's fully interested. Like every other VR thing, she's like, oh, that's kind of cool. We did a thing with Rec Room and she thought it was funny and stuff. She doesn't get motion sick or anything. But she wasn't that interested. But when I showed her that, wait a second, you can sit in a movie theater by yourself without anybody around you knowing what you're watching, and you can watch freaking Heated Rivalry. Nice. Boom, sold. Nice. Sold. Like honestly, she'd probably go out and buy one. like if she had the money, she would.
Either of you guys have the Apple Vision headset? No way, bro. That's dumb.
That thing's so expensive. You're paying the SDV tax to be a beta tester for Apple, and who knows if they're ever going to follow through with the technology on anything else.
They won't.
Oh, by the way, that zombie shooter you were talking about earlier, I looked it up because that was one of my very first VR videos I ever did 9 years ago. The HTC the SDK, I used it to play Brookhaven Experiment, and that was the zombie shooter. Yep. So if you want to experience like one of the OG VR games that started it all, Brookhaven Experiment, you're basically standing in the middle of a field as zombies are approaching from 360 degrees around you, and you have a flashlight and a gun, and that is the most jump scary game ever.
Mm-hmm. For reals.
Yeah, there's a video of me actually ripping out the crotch of my pants because a guy touches me right as the zombie's up behind me. He grabs me by the shoulders, and I literally crouch down and rip my pants out. So if you the video's 9 years ago, has 265,000 views. You guys can go and figure out how to find it if you want to see me rip out my pants. Let's see here. Portable personal TV might actually be the killer app. No, it totally is. VR is amazing for just watching content. If you just want to watch YouTube, or you just want to watch Netflix, or you want to watch Plex, you can do it all inside of VR. You can connect to a computer and control it. Like you can literally sync a Bluetooth keyboard, mouse, and joystick to virtual desktop, and anywhere in your house you can connect to any of your computers you have virtual desktop on, and just sit down and take control of it. You could be at you're sitting on your couch and just have your keyboard on your lap and your mouse and be controlling your computer upstairs with 3 giant monitors. I have 3 giant monitors in VR space. I can move them anywhere I want, closer, further away. The text is really clear. Like, it's pretty damn awesome. I sat in bed one night and was vibe coding. I was vibe coding on my computer upstairs, sitting in a movie theater with 3 screens hovering out in space. And I could move them wherever I wanted. I could bring them smaller, make them closer, further away, or resize them and scale them. But they were my 3 screens upstairs on my computer, and everything that I was doing on them in VR, it was also happening on the computer upstairs. So I could just like get off the VR headset, go upstairs, and just start where I left off in the VR headset. So I'm telling you, there is a lot of utility VR, but people just don't think about it. They're like, I played the games. There's nothing really interesting. I'm going to throw it in the closet, and then they just forget about it. I've done it myself.
I think it's so like you're saying, you can do all the same stuff on a computer and stuff, right? But it's heavy, for one. Like, that's why I think the frame will do really well, because it's so much smaller.
I mean, weight is an issue. Comfort's an issue for sure.
Yeah, and it's the friction. It's the friction. I gotta fucking put the thing on. I gotta turn the thing. I gotta make sure I'm in the right space, and then every once in a while I still got to adjust, the eyeball stuff and this and that. And there's the overall, the intro user experience is still pretty not good, in my opinion.
I feel like Meta's fixed a lot of those issues with this, though. You put a like a Bobo VR head strap on it with an extra battery, and it balances out the whole headset. It puts the weight on the top of your head instead of on your eyes.
That's a Quest then,
that's
right?
a Quest 3 right there.
Okay,
yep.
Okay.
With the Bobo VR headset, it has an integrated fan, so you can turn a fan that blows air over your eyes and the lenses to keep them from fogging. This is my favorite setup right here. Like this, the Bobo VR head strap with the battery and the fan on the front there attached to the Quest 3. No pressure on the face at all. It all hangs off the top of your head and around the perimeter of your head. So there's no pressure on your sinuses or on your face from the mask. And I love this setup. I absolutely love this setup. And this is what I use. I don't use this for racing sims. For racing sims, I do the PSVR 2. And then even when I'm on PC, I use the adapter. But this is for like everything else. If I just want to sit in the room and watch a movie, or I want to control my computer upstairs, or I want to play a VR game like Beat Saber, this is the go-to right here. 100% of the time. Love it. And as far as like having to set it up, you used to always have to put on the headset, calibrate it, reset your room perimeter. Like it was a whole, and that was annoying. I'll admit that's annoying, but Quest has figured out how to fix a lot of that shit. Now, all you do is put it into stationary mode where you don't have a room boundary. You just want to stand in one place and start from there. Yeah. And then all you have to do is put on the headset. Doesn't matter where you're at, in a car or on an airplane. All you do is just hold down one button on the controller, and it automatically aligns the environment to you and the height of the game to your height. It does it automatically with one button push. So there's no more having to like readjust the height, find the floor, draw the perimeter. You can do that if you want. Like if you want to create a perimeter where it shows pass through on the cameras if you get close to hitting something. Yeah. But if all you care about is you're already in an open space and you just want to, or you're sitting stationary and you don't need all that, you just hold down one button. It locks you forward, sets your height, and you're good to go. Like there's nothing else you have to do. And I think that that's another big reason to use the Quest 3 is just because they've made it so simple. Like there's no more of this like shit you have to, like I remember when I had the Valve Index, it would always lose its calibration and I'd have to retrace the room, and it was a pain in the ass.
I'm glad they moved away from like the lighthouses and stuff too. Like I am too. I appreciate that when I do use the PSVR 2 on the PlayStation, I haven't had to like repaint the space. It remembers. Like I can just look around and it's like, oh yeah, your shit's still in the same place and whatnot. Thankfully, I appreciate that I don't have to go through the whole calibration thing every single time.
Yeah, the calibration ruins it. Yeah. Also, the cable. That's the other thing is I have so many VR headsets. Like I have a VR headset that's twice the resolution. It's a
The cable is a bit of a weird, but it is like 30 feet. It is a huge, long ass cable.
It is,
so that does help. But it's easy to get twisted, like turn in circles and end up having the thing, wrapped around you a couple times.
Yep, but for like racing games and flight simulators,
I bet.
It works fine. You don't even
I'm
notice
gonna have
it.
to get Forza or something because that does seem like it'd be freaking rad.
Yeah,
Really,
Forza
really
sadly
freaking
is the
cool.
one racing game that doesn't support VR, and
Of
I
course.
hate
Fucking
that.
Microsoft.
Fucking hate Microsoft for
Ruin
doing
everything.
that. And you know what sucks about it? I've been playing it a lot in the bedroom on the big screen TV. Like I play Forza on the TV with the I use a PS5 controller, and I have this app, this open source project from GitHub I downloaded that uses the active triggers in Forza, so I can feel the brakes and feel the slippage under acceleration stuff, just like in Gran Turismo. So it's like I have a better experience than you even have with an Xbox controller in Microsoft's own game. But no VR, but the graphics are amazing and the tire model is fantastic. Like the way the traction works on the car. Granted, it doesn't change. Like no matter how much you heat up the tires, it doesn't feel like the car really loses traction. So that's kind of unrealistic. But as far as like the physics and the weight transfer and everything, it's really good. Like I feel like if Microsoft just added VR support to Forza Motorsport, it would be one of those killer games where the whole racing community would embrace it.
Yeah, right.
But because they don't do that, people still treat it like it's a fucking arcade game.
I guess what Need for Speed or something? I think I have Unbound. I think I have Unbound on my PlayStation.
I've heard of Unbound, but what is it? Somebody mentioned earlier.
It's the newest Need for Speed. Need for Speed Unbound.
Oh, okay, gotcha. I like Need for Speed, like for arcadey controller
it's
racing
my favorite.
games. Yeah,
I've loved them all. I've loved all of it. Even Unbound has got like a weird sort of like cells. Not the game itself, not when you're racing and things like that, but like there's like this sort of cell shaded animation thing to like the people and the characters and some aspects of it like when you're burning out, where you do this burnout, so it gets like kind of this weird animated smoke, which is whatever. But overall, I love Need for Speed. This is my favorite arcadey racing game.
I'm gonna play it again. I haven't played Need for Speed in forever, but I remember back in the day, like remember Project Gotham Racing on Xbox?
I remember it. I didn't play that one.
I feel like Need for Speed is like a kindred spirit with that game, like where there's like kudo points and there's a lot of sliding and a lot of thematic things like flying through barriers and flying off top things, running from cops and shit. I do love that. I will say Forza Horizon though is amazing too. If you haven't played Forza Horizon, that is a fantastic game.
Good things. Yeah.
Like Forza Motorsport is fun for like the simulation side of things. If you're just playing with a controller on a screen and you don't want to do VR, it's great. But Horizon is like that perfect balance of like racing game, like Need for Speed with the crazy height and massive jumps and kudos points. All that shit, but you're in a world with a ton of other people that just come in and go, like end of the world, and so you're always driving by, and you'll just see some dude fly by in a really cool car and go chase him down and challenge him to a race, and they'll accept it. It's like real people in the world that you're interacting with. I think that's fun. I need to get it reinstalled again though. I haven't played it for a while. Hey, I got a message from. Hold on here. Let me scroll up. I got to see where did it come from. Shit. Was it Don Kellogg? Did you ask me which screens I'd have? I missed it. Like if I could have anything other than the Vizios. Oh, so first of all, these Vizio screens are so bad, I would literally take any other 54-inch HDR anything over there. They're garbage. But no, if I had a choice and I had a do-over and I had the money, I would go with one of the latest LG OLEDs. Like I do 3 LG OLEDs, 4K, 120 or 144 hertz, just to get that sweet-ass like black level that OLEDs can do.
The C9 now, I think, is like their better.
Yeah, I'd go with like the G. Like I'd actually go with the G if I could afford it. Like if money was no object, I'd go with the G. The C is the budget option.
Okay.
And then my second pick, like if I wanted something that was brighter, because that's the one thing with the OLEDs, they are getting pretty bright now. Like the later models are way brighter than they used to be. But if I wanted something that was like a light Canon and did HDR in a really bright environment or whatever, I'd get like one of the mini LED backlit Samsungs. But I think I don't know if they make any of them under 65 inches. I think under 65 inches, they don't do the mini LED backlights for some reason. I don't know. I'll have to go look if they've changed that, but those mini LED backlights give you the most insane like group. It's almost OLED levels of black from an LCD because the backlight array is almost the same density as the pixels themselves, the LCD cells themselves. So you end up getting like but you get the brightness. That's the one thing you don't get from the OLEDs. You get the brightness and you don't have any burn-in. Whereas OLEDs always have the problems with burn-in, but I think the way I use my screens, I could get rid of that to where burn-in wasn't a problem. You know, I'm not going to just sit here and leave my screens on all the time. I'd have it set up to where if I'm not sitting there and actively doing something with them, I'd have them shut down. J. Miller Design said, does Xander have an interest in cars? Oh, he loves cars, man. Every time I set up the simulator and turn it on, he comes up here and does some laps. He said, with how much you love racing, does he ever use your sim? Oh, yeah, 100%. And not only does he use my sim, he has his own. So J Miller Design, he has a Wheel Stand Pro.
That's cool.
With, again, courtesy of Adam. It's all, like I said, all my shit's courtesy of Adam, including the PlayStation 5. But no, he loves playing Gran Turismo 7 on, he's got a Wheel Stand Pro. He sets up his folding metal chair. He has a Wheel Stand Pro with a T300 RS Thrustmaster force feedback steering wheel. He doesn't have a shifter, but he does have clutch, brake, and gas. And he sets that up in his bedroom, throws on his VR headset, and just does laps. So yeah, no, he loves it. He loves rally racing too, but I'm trying to get him set up on his Quest so that he can play on the computer in the room, so he can connect to it with his Quest 3, play on the computer in the room while I'm upstairs playing on this computer, and then we can both be in Dirt Rally and you know, like drive around Dirtfish and do tricks and everything and all the different cars, but we can both be on our like respective sims. The only problem I'm trying to overcome is how to get the force feedback steering wheel and pedals and stuff working through virtual desktop where you have the force feedback, because it works as a regular controller, but it doesn't have the force feedback stuff. So I got to figure out how to make that work. Because otherwise the only way to do it would be to, you know, run a massive ass USB cable out of his bedroom into my bedroom around and then plug it into the computer. And then that would work. I mean, it honestly would work, but you know, a little bit silly. Believe it or not, I have an LCD TV with a burn-in, but I guess it's some other burn. Really? You burned in an LCD? I didn't even know LCDs could burn in. I thought I had maybe like first generations or something.
I can see it. Something bright or just on the same thing for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, J Miller said, I personally love cars and car content, but never got into racing beyond like Cruising USA. Dude, it's so much fun, J Miller.
Yeah,
you say that you're kind of getting bored with like the VR thing or whatever. Get yourself a good VR racing game like Assetto Corsa and mod the shit out of it. You can take
like
Assetto, yeah, get yourself Assetto Corsa or even iRacing if you want to pay. If you don't mind paying a subscription, get iRacing, most realistic racing game like ever made.
I would try Sims, like you know, good Sims and stuff. Like it's I need the feedback. If I'm gonna race with real physics,
yes,
I need the feedback. I need to feel the car. Like I can drive. Like I can drive. I like to drive. I'm good at it. I enjoy to drive. But if I'm going to do that, like even in a video game, and I'm going to do a simulation of real life, I need that feedback. That's why I would need, like, if nothing else, at least the steering wheel, like, you know, because otherwise I don't have the intuition to drive well in those sorts of games. That's why I lean more toward arcade racers, because I don't know, I don't have to feel it because it's not real, and so I can learn the physics of the game better, I guess. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. And I'll tell you right now, playing a racing simulator with full force feedback, like realistic force feedback physics,
it's gotta be awesome.
In VR, it's the best. It's like you literally start to feel the motion. You start to feel like phantom braking. I call it like where you brake and you actually feel like you want to lean forward because you feel that sense of deceleration.
Yeah.
It's immersive. It's super immersive. And the thing is, like, in VR, I am 10 times faster than I am racing on a screen. Because in VR, I have that depth perception. I can see my corner entry. I can control my speed better with the force feedback. I can feel brake lockup.
Right.
All the shit you really don't get with a controller very well.
Yeah.
And so you do that. You do it. You put on your VR headset. It's like you start shaving off, like, not like a second. You shave off like 5, 10, 20 seconds a lap on some of these tracks.
I believe it.
It's insane. And then you go back to the controller in the screen and you're like having to fucking rewind and reset constantly because you're flying off the track. Don't get me wrong. There are people out there that are amazing with controllers and they can turn like record times and kick my ass with a controller and a flat screen. But that's because they've been playing it so long like that. That's how they do it. But in VR, it's just intuitive. Like my son, he when I gave him a controller, he was kind of struggling. I put him in VR on the racing sim the first time, and he went around the Nürburgring and only went off the track like 3 or 4 times. The whole time around the Nürburgring driving a Radical. I was like, holy shit, kid. It's like him having depth perception completely changed how he accelerated and braked. I noticed that he was being a lot more careful with his braking and acceleration earlier than he did with the controller, because that sense of speed, you just don't get that corner entry speed like you do when you're immersed in the entire world and it's all 1-to-1. You know what I mean? It's badass. How do you spell Assetto Corsa? It's ASSET. Hold on here. Let me pull it up on Steam here. Not Steam Deck. What the fuck am I doing? No, Steam. The game thing. Why is that not open? Steam.
ASSETTOCORSA.
Thank you. Here's the funny thing about Assetto Corsa. don't just install it and play it because it looks like ass. It is the worst grab because it's an old game. It's like 9 or 10 years old or something like that. It looks like ass, but it is the most. It has the most realistic tire physics model there is. So like it's literally like iRacing, huh? 13. Okay, 13 years old.
Come out in November. No, well, we'll turn 13 in November.
But if you've ever watched any of those realistic racing sim videos on YouTube where it looks like it's real life, the dude's like sitting in his 3-screen cockpit and it looks like he's driving a real car. That's Assetto Corsa modded. So Assetto Corsa, you pay $5 for this thing. What's it called? Like Assetto Corsa mod or something. Let me see if I can find it here. It's called like CM, like Assetto Control. Why can I not remember that? My brain's having a fart right now. But there's a thing you download for Assetto Corsa. It's a manager. It's Assetto Corsa Manager. And it basically can download tracks, cars, new texture packs, new physics models. And you basically go in there and you just install everything. You just go down the list and just install every goddamn thing in there. And then you open the game and now it looks like better than Gran Turismo. Like it's crazy. Like, and I mean, and the physics are very, very, very realistic in that game. Like like Gran Turismo 7 actually is really good. Like Gran Turismo 7, like people have gone from that game on a simulator to driving real cars naturally and have broken records. So Gran Turismo 7 is very good.
They did a freaking movie about that.
They did. They do it every year.
The PlayStation Kid. Yeah. I mean, so I ended up looking into that a little bit, and they kind of mess with the timeline a little, but the overall gist is correct. And I think that's super rad. I think it's really fun to see that PlayStation Kid ended up doing. I don't think he didn't like win super big or anything, but he did really well. Yeah, and actually become like a legit, like in real life fucking race car driver guy.
I believe two of them. I believe two of them actually won the entire championship out of all the years that they've been doing it.
Yeah,
like two of the guys they pulled out of GT7 as like the best VR drivers in the game. Yeah. They went on to actually win championships when they won the contest. So it's badass. So GT7 is realistic, but Assetto Corsa takes it to a whole new level. Like Assetto Corsa, the tire model is like multiple cross sections of the tires. You wear out the tread on the outside. It acts different than wearing out the tread on the inside. So you actually, and the surface changes a lot too. So each time you go around the track, like the rubber's being distributed on the track and it's changing how the car handles the more you go because you're losing traction because of your tires and you're getting marbles on the road and shit.
Both of those guys do. Their design people are bonkers. Like they'll go and they'll actually like 3D scan. They'll do like photogrammetry style stuff. To get like the exact measurements for these cars and stuff, and like the simulation parts of it are just bonkers, dude.
Yeah. So Assetto Corsa is, as far as I know, the best. That's
Assetto Corsa Competizione.
So Competizione is for GT3 and GT4 cars only.
Oh, I see.
But if you like racing GT3 and GT4 cars, it is literally the best. Everybody says it's the best simulation for those cars, but that's all it does. It doesn't do everything. Assetto Corsa, if you want to drive a bus around the Nürburgring, like an actual like accordion bus, and have realistic physics, you can do it. If you want to drive a 10,000 horsepower Mickey Thompson dragster around the Nürburgring in Assetto Corsa, you can do it. Like you can do anything you want in Assetto Corsa. So, but somebody just mentioned Assetto Corsa Rally. I saw that in the store.
There's Evo. Evo's coming. Assetto Corsa Evo.
Ooh, I want to try that. I want to try it. I've never tried
is this Rally? I figured it was Evo because like the. Oh no, this has got like regular cars and shit in it.
I want the Rally one. So I saw this last week, and somebody just brought it up in chat here. Who was it?
Wow, this looks pretty.
Oh, who just brought it up? Damn it, I can't see it.
I saw something about that too. Yeah,
the Rally racing game. Yeah, I want that one. Like, I hope it's not expensive. Let me see.
Assetto Corsa Rally.
Yeah, let me see how much.
Early access, $30.
You know, I'd be willing to pay that. That's worth the price of entry for that.
See, like I have dirt, right? I got dirt.
Dirt physics aren't bad. Dirt Rally actually has very decent physics.
Can't do it. It's too realistic. I can't do it.
But you also don't have a force feedback steering wheel, and doing Rally when you can't feel the contact. Good luck.
I just know if I was sitting in the car, I could do better. Now Rally is a whole different beast. Like that's not just driving, but Rally is like different. But I know I could do so much better. I play Dirt 5 occasionally, and that's a little more arcadey.
Yeah.
And I do okay with that one, but like I have Dirt Rally, I think I got for free, and that is just too hard. It's way I can't do it. It's like
Dirt Rally and WRC are very real simulators, so they
get my brain into it. It's weird.
To be fair, rally racing games are infinitely harder than pavement racing games. They always are, because you're dealing with loose surface. You have to like do everything ahead of time and transfer the weight of the car to get traction and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a very different driving set of skills.
I've picked up a couple like drift games too, either arcadey, or I picked up one that was supposed to be like the graphics were cheese, but the simulation was good.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, I'm not a fucking drifter. I'll tell you that. I can't do that shit. In real life, though, I'm pretty decent. The few times where I've like semi-accidentally broken loose and stuff, and taken off ramps or on ramps a little too quick. I think I could hold my own if I could actually have like a proper rear-wheel drive vehicle and then actually get into drifting. I think I could do all right. But again,
dude,
it's like,
I so want to get you on I want to get you on a simulator. I want to get you hooked because I want more people to race with. I'm looking at Assetto Corsa Eva. This is an Evo. So Evo, it's an early access game too?
Yep. It's supposed to come out later this.
These graphics look amazing.
Yeah.
Like this looks tight, dude. I mean, again, in racing games, the graphics don't really matter all that much to me. It's the model,
realism, and features of one of the most popular multi-platform driving simulations ever developed.
I just like,
tracks, blah, blah, blah.
I like Assetto Corsa because they've always been mod friendly, like to the community, all of it. Yeah, I looked. Is VR supported? Is VR supported on the rally game too? Let me see. Oh no.
It doesn't list it. It doesn't list it.
It doesn't list VR. Did they seriously make a fucking rally game with no VR, even though the other two games support VR? If they did that, that's bullshit. I hope they just forgot to list it for some reason. I need to check. I need to check this because I'm not getting. If it doesn't support VR, fuck that shit. Like that's garbage. Like, no, I will not do it. Here, let me look.
You should write a letter.
I'm gonna ask for the manager. Assetto Corsa Rally. Here, hold on. Does Assetto Corsa Rally support VR? All right, let's see here. Dun, 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 dun. Oh no, does not officially have VR support yet, but you can play it in VR using a. Oh, that was a perfect timing, dude. So it said they do have native VR planned. It just wasn't ready for the early access launch.
Oh, and fair.
But it says you can work around it using a plugin called UEVR. So again, the mod community comes to the rescue, right?
Yeah.
Oh, how could they do that, man? Like VR is a must in these games. You cannot, like, why would anybody play this on a screen without VR? Like, serious? Well, I guess there was a time where I did it without VR too. Yeah. You know what, though? I want to try this just because it has 750 positive reviews, 2,968 very positive reviews.
Yeah.
And this is a rally game. None of the rally games that ever get that kind of review, not even Dirt Rally or anything. So that tells me that this probably has very realistic physics. And I want to play it. Damn it. I wish I had $62 to blow. Then I could get the pack with Evo and Rally and just play them both. Because the racing sim is like a really good outlet for me because one, it's exercise. Because you might not think of it. You're fighting a steering wheel with full force feedback and shifting and doing the pedal work and stuff. So it's a good way to get exercise without having to put strain on my back.
Yeah,
because I'm like sitting in a chair, right? So it's actually good to spend a couple hours on that simulator every day. So I might have to grab this. I might have to just say fucking do it because. And you said what? Like the final thing released just recently?
No, the early access.
Early access
just yesterday
for Evo.
No, for the other one.
Oh, for the Rally one. Okay, yeah. Because I saw this in the store.
Hold on. Let me look again.
It must be Evo because Rally. I saw the Rally last week.
Yeah, no. Evo was Jan 16. Oh, a year ago. I'm sorry. It was Jan 16, 2025. Okay. My bad.
Here, I want to ask in chat. Has anybody in here played the Evo game? Is it actually good? Like, or is Assetto Corsa with mods still just kick its ass? Because I'm wondering because it has mixed reviews for English reviews. Everything else is very positive, but the English reviews are mixed. And I wonder if that's because everybody's like, oh, this just feels like Assetto Corsa with mods. Because I'll tell you what, if you mod Assetto Corsa, like with all the high resolution, textures and the physics and the HDR pack and the weather system, it looks like photorealistic, like even more realistic than this game looks out of the box. So I'm wondering if that's why people are like butthurt because they're like, but if it's got a new physics model, I want to try it.
I'm gonna get going, man.
Yeah, no worries, man. I know you got stuff to do. I know you a busy little man. So tell the little birdie in your house that I said hi. Okay,
I will do.
Spread the good word, and I'll catch you on the flippity.
Right. Don't let Jay go for too long, you guys.
No, I won't. I only slept 2 hours last night, so I gotta get a little bit more sleep today.
Right on.
All right, peace out, brother, man. Have fun.
Bye. Have a good one. Bye.
Later. And then there was one. Mr. Barnacle, an ultra widescreen glory. Actually, this Assetto Corsa Evo does look pretty awesome. So wait, this has been out since January 2025? How did I never hear about this? Actually, I'm starting to think I might have heard about this. No, I think I did hear about this. Is this the game where everybody was like playing and they were reviewing it and they said that it just wasn't quite there yet? That it was like missing a lot of what Assetto Corsa had? Let's hear TBF. They got some AC modders to do the work for AC Evo. Oh, so that's why people don't. That's why there's mixed reviews, man. Anytime a gaming company steals from the open source community and the modding community or whatever to like build their shit, and then they charge money for it, that usually pisses off the community. So even if the game is properly real good and they selected the mods, handpicked them, got them all tuned right and everything to save that learning curve that a lot of people have, I could see the community still being a little bit butthurt over that. Also, I'll have to see how many tracks it comes with, too. Because one of the other things I don't like about Assetto Corsa, well, you can download third-party tracks for a lot of the tracks that they sell. But I'm wondering if this is like more locked down where it's like you only get like 3 tracks and you got to buy all the all the other tracks extra. Because I'm not a big fan of that when you buy a game and it's like you got to buy tracks and cars continuously. That's a little bit of a pain in the balls. Although this is kind of cool. So Evo supports the DualSense controller right out of the box. The PlayStation DualSense controller on PC. That's kind of cool. Not a lot of games support that for like the haptic triggers and stuff. So that's kind of neat. Oh, I might have to pull the trigger on this. Because I have been looking for some other games to play other than just GT7. And I kind of wanted to get into iRacing again. A friend of mine that I worked with at Microsoft, he's been doing iRacing for years and he really loves it and it's come a long ways. But iRacing is like, what is it, like $20 a month or something to play? How much is iRacing to play now per month? Let's see here. Oh, it's $12.99 a month. Okay. I guess that's not too bad. That doesn't seem much higher than what I paid back when I played it like 10 years ago. The one thing I would like about iRacing, though, is iRacing is like very serious, right? It's like GT, you can slam into cars and get pissed and shenanigans and stuff. But iRacing is like you're always racing real people. You're always held the standard. You're really trying to improve, and you actually play it safe because there's real consequences. That can be a lot of fun. But at the same time, I kind of want to try out these other games too. Man, there's a lot of like, what is this? Le Mans Ultimate, NASCAR 25, IndyCar 20. There's so many racing games out right now. Automobilista 2. Let's see what else we got here. Forza Motorsport, already got that one. Drift Racing Online. There's an online drift racing simulator. JDM, Car Mechanic Simulator, the Crew Motorfest. I mean, there's a lot of shit. Wreckfest. By the way, I forgot about Wreckfest. I own Wreckfest. I need to reinstall that and start playing again because Xander gets a kick out of that game. If you have not played Wreckfest, that is fun. I don't know if it supports VR, though. But Wreckfest is a lot of fun. Like, if you want to play a demolition derby game, like where they really spend a lot of time on like the demolition physics of the game. It's almost like BeamNG levels of like crash physics. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Let's hear. Always check the key sites before buying. Oh, you mean like what is it? GOG or what is it? GOG? Is that what it is? Jeez, I haven't bought any games outside of Steam for the longest time. It's always Steam or through monthly subscription through Microsoft. Those are the Xbox, Microsoft Xbox Live or whatever. Which, by the way, you should check. If you do not have an Xbox and you only use the Microsoft subscription, the Xbox subscription for PC gaming, make sure that they didn't upgrade you to the stupid plan where it's 3 times as much to play on the console and to play on the PC simultaneously. You can cancel it so there's no Xbox and it's just PC only, and it's like half or a third the cost. It's so much cheaper. Have I ever played BeamNG Drive? Yeah, Michael R. Media. I love it. It's awesome. The only thing I don't like about BeamNG Drive is I can't find a lot of people that play it online and play it together. And even though it's a lot of fun, the physics there's something wrong with it. I mean, I know the whole game is based on trying to make it the most realistic physics possible with like everything to the gearing and the engine and stuff all being simulated. But the problem is it doesn't have the feeling of a real car. Like the cars always feel much more flighty. The gravity doesn't feel right. It's like close, but there's like this weird uncanny valley effect that I can't explain that like anytime I'm in Beam and I'm trying to actually race around a track and I'm actually trying to make a good time in a car, it just, the car does not act the way it should. Like you have to, if you drove a real car that way, it would not go like that at all, even though the physics are supposed to be simulated. Wait, there's Beam NG Rally? Is it a separate game or is it like a mod? Have I ever played? Okay, hold on here. What did it say? Beam NG Drive. Wait, what hill were you dying on? The best car simulator ever created. I mean, I think it's cool. I mean, to be fair, I haven't played it in probably 6 months or a year if they've done a lot of work to it. But I need you to like be like, here's the track that you need. Here's the car that you need. Here's the settings or the mods that you need. And then have me try that. Because if I can get it to the point where I go around a track and it feels like I'd expect the real car to perform, then I'm all about it. I'm all about it. But I've had really bad luck with BeamNG as far as like realism when driving around a track. Now, when I'm just tooling around out in the desert, I'm doing like rock crawling and stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. That I think is super cool. Loose surface, it handles pretty good, but it's like on the pavement, there's just something about the cars that doesn't feel right. It just, I don't know, the weight transfer on the vehicles and how easily they want to like tilt up on their tires and flip over. Something just doesn't feel right. Oh, it's a mode inside the base game. Yeah, I haven't tried that. I haven't tried the rally mode. You tried BeamNG and it pushed too much and it made my PC crash. I know BeamNG is one of the most intense car simulators there is as far as using up your CPU and your GPU. For sure. Oh, he meant like CD keys? But they probably wouldn't have pre-releases, would they? I don't know. Here, let's go look. Like, so, because if it's cheaper, that's where I'd get it when I can. Here, CD key. What is it? CDkeys.com? Okay, let me search for, let's see here. Assetto Corsa Rally. Oh, shit. Okay. It's only $20 on here. How much was it on Steam? I want to say it was 30 something, right? Let me look here. So wait, if you buy off CD keys, do they have like their own loader like Steam? So you have to have like a whole nother loader, or do you actually get a key and you download the entire game? You get to install it from like Media, or you get to actually like install it standalone and play. Because that would be cool. I'd like that if that's the case, but I don't want to have to install any more loaders or log into shit and stuff to play games. Can somebody verify, is it loaded.com? Because I did cdkeys.com and it took me to loaded.com, and it does have a Assetto Corsa Rally. Oh wait, it has a Steam logo. So wait, does it just sell you the game on Steam cheaper than Steam? How the fuck does that work? Because yeah, it shows the Steam logo, but it's only $20 instead of $33.99. It's like, it's a Steam key. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, so how much is Evo though? Hold on, Assetto Corsa Evo. How much is this? 24. Oh wow, so that would only be, wait. So that'd be 20. Okay, so 24 for Evo and 20 for Rally. So that'd be $44 versus 63 for the bundle on Steam. I think the bundle. Let me look here. Let me back up. How much is that bundle? Wow, that is a lot cheaper. No, they sell you an account with access to the game. Most are fake. Yeah, I don't want that. No, if they sell me a key, like a Steam key where I can say redeem a product key in Steam and it adds it to my library, I'm totally cool with that. I'd totally do that. But there's no fucking way I'm going to do it if they sell me somebody else's account that I have to log into, some fucking hacked account to play the game. Geez, I haven't bought any games outside of these ecosystems for so long. This is something I hadn't really considered. I'll type up my recommendations and send via Discord DM. It's such a phenomenal game. Yeah, please do. Please do. Because if I can get BeamNG tuned into like a good driving experience where it feels realistic to me, because I've driven real cars on tracks, like both loose surface and tarmac. So I judge a game by like how closely my driving skills translate from a real car on a track to like a virtual car on a track. And so far, GT7 does a really, really good job for the most part. Forza is a little bit more on the arcadey side. iRacing is too realistic. Like, that's one thing I didn't like about iRacing back when I used to play it in the day, and I hope they fixed it today, because it had to change a ton in 10 years. But when I used to play iRacing, it was past realism. The car slid too much. The car spun too easy. The weight transfer was too aggressive and too fast for the vehicle. And that I didn't like. That was like that takes all the fun out of it when it's too realistic. Like it's over simulated. How much is it on Steam? A lot more. Like I just looked on Steam. Use G2A. So I've heard of G2A. Are they reputable? By the way, has anybody heard of this loaded.com, or is this one to avoid? So because I went to cdkeys.com and it sent me to loaded.com, whatever the hell this is. All right, what is it? G2A.com? Okay, so G2A. Let's see how much it is on here. So what was it called? Assetto. Okay, fine. Allow Assetto Corsa Rally. God, it's even cheaper. Fuck, it's only 19. Oh no, it's okay. It said it was $19. Now it's 2018. It looks like it keeps changing the price. It did say, oh no, there's one for $19.62. So wait, is G2A like people selling their keys through this platform? Because that's kind of interesting. Because there's an offer from Gamer Universe like 1962. Then there's another one being sold from another person for $29.61 or so. It looks like different people are selling keys on this site. G2A has Steam keys and accounts too, not necessarily illegal. Accounts often game reviewers who get the game as a gift and use single accounts with only one game to receive. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. Even if it's not illegal, I don't want to log into separate accounts to play games. I only want games that I can enter a key on my account and add it to my account. If I can't do that, then I wouldn't do it. But it looks like it says on G2A, it does say type key. So if it says type key, I'm guessing that means I can add it to my account, correct? Or would that be a bad assumption? I can always pay with PayPal too, and if they screw me, I can just contest it on PayPal. So, I mean, it is definitely cheaper though, because I want to say on Steam it was 30 some bucks for Rally, and it's only 20 bucks on here. Loaded is just a new name for CD keys. Oh, okay, they just renamed. Yeah, we can see your comment, Mad Dogs. We can definitely see you. Okay, so Loaded, aka CD Keys, is legit. G2A is legit, correct? Like legit meaning that like if you pay them, you will get a key and you will be able to like, you know, get what you pay for. Because I really don't want to get ripped off. Oh, and it does say can be activated in the United States. Platform Steam, check activation guide. Why does this just look so skeezy? Let me see how much the other game is too. So Assetto Corsa Evo. Okay, how much is that? So Evo, it looks like there's keys going for as low as 23 bucks. That's still cheaper than the other site. Okay, can be activated in the United States, Steam, Global. Oh, a type account. Okay, so that if it says type account, that means you have to log into the account to play it. Okay, I got you. Okay, I'm getting it. Okay, so how much is it if I don't want to log into an account? Here, Assetto Corsa Evo. Okay, what was the next cheapest one? Okay, I want to go by price lowest first. Okay, try to get Assetto Corsa Evo random 1-key PC. What the fuck does that mean? Okay, platform Steam, can be activated in the United States, key global, type key. Get back into the game with Assetto Corsa Evo, random key. Don't waste your time browsing for new adventures. Let fate decide which game you're about to experience. Make your Steam library. Oh, that seems scammy as fuck. So it's like you might get Assetto Corsa. It's a random key that might be Assetto Corsa Evo for $6. What's this bullshit? Like, I don't know, man. Guys, this is looking kind of skeezy. I don't know if I like this. Okay, the following product contains Steam CD keys of different value, selected at random. Please be informed that the buyer assumes all responsibility for any incompatibilities due to hardware, operating system, etc. Also, due to limited seller stock, repeat keys from the same seller are not eligible for a refund. Consider opting for different keys when buying in bulk. Warning, after you purchase, you'll receive a bundle of games described as game title with keys separated by a con. So why is it saying get back into the game Assetto Corsa Evo and then it says random key and says that... Oh shit. Okay, it says that's one of the games you may get out of this list. And of course they're all AAA titles with one garbage game that I guarantee you if you buy this you get the garbage game. Like you were definitely getting the garbage game if you buy. Dude, that is skeezy, man. That is fucking skeezy if you ask me. Okay, so $23 if you want a key. Let's see. Some of these are Europe only keys. Okay, a set of course of Evo PC Steam key, North America, $28. That's a little expensive. Okay, so loaded.com was cheaper for Evo, but G to A looks like it's cheaper for Rally. Oh, okay, I'm gonna have to do a little research into this because this is, I don't know, man. I feel a little dirty now just being here. James Dana said there is a Wreckfest 2. Oh, I didn't know that. They did a sequel? I only got the original. Oh, Greg Best, you said you got Evo on CD keys and it was fine? Okay, so let me bookmark these because I want to come back later. Oh man. I'm going to have to wrap up here in a second. My booty isn't too happy. I think I'm starting to feel the first effects of the diabetes medication after 4 doses. Actually, no, never mind. I took a laxative last night because I was all packed up. Never mind. I know exactly why I'm feeling this way. I forgot I took a laxative last night. Oops. But hey, you got to keep things flowing. TMI. All right, so what was the other one? So I got G2A and then loaded.com. Here, loaded.com. Let me bookmark that one. All right, I think I'm good to go. Oh, man, my guts are not feeling good, guys. Hey, Malty, thank you for the £2. Appreciate it, dude. He said loaded is just the new name for CD keys. I appreciate that. And then Don Kellogg. Don Kellogg, I didn't realize that question was a $10 super chat again, dude. Said if you could have any 3 screens to replace those Vizio TVs, what would you pick? Yeah, it'd definitely be like mini LED backlit or OLEDs. Geez, like was it G9 or whatever? LG. Malty said, I want to try 2 horror games in VR, but there is none. I mean, Brookhaven Experience is still around. Guys, I got to wrap up. I'm having some issues here. I'm about to shit my pants. But thankfully we're past 2, so I went a half an hour later. Michael R. Media wants me to make a jitter. I'll tell you what, I'll try to make a jitter tomorrow. How about that? I need to get out to the hot tub. I haven't been out there in a while, so I'll try to get my wife to shock the hot tub, and I'll go out there and try to do a little jitter there instead of doing a jitter on the jitter. All right, guys. Sorry, I have to wrap this up quickly. Yeah, problems are happening. All right, guys, take it easy. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for hanging out on Tech Talk, and any of the topics that we missed, we'll get to next time, or come on over to Discord. God damn it, I'm sorry. I got to wrap up, guys. Oh God.